Hi, everybody.
I hate you. I hate all
Yeah,
this.
I don't know what's
Yay.
going on.
Hi, I'm Art
Suitcases.
Carney.
Oh my God,
Nice to
Chili
meet you,
Con
Art
Carney.
Carney.
Thank you. I'm artistic.
Ah, I remember
Oh, is
back
that?
in the 80s, I saw it was a TV special. It was like on in the afternoon. They were talking about how difficult it was to have an artistic child. And I'm thinking, who likes to draw? A big freaking deal. What's he going to do? Draw a picture on the wall? What the hell? And about an hour into it, I finally realized they're saying autistic, and I'd never heard the term before.
Damn it,
That's
Tony.
that's northern people. Yeah, yeah. My son's autistic too. You know, he just you see the bird that he drew.
The boy.
I'm not very good at doing. My son, he's autistic. He's very autistic. Look, no, wait. My son, he's very autistic. He did a drawing and he called it Lucy in Lucy Juicy Full of Beans, and I'm
Eh,
gonna write a
Wow.
song about it.
My son drew a picture of shit and I wrote a song about it. Needless to
That's
say, it
pretty
didn't catch
cool.
on. Yeah.
How's he doing anyway?
It was the number one shit.
Is he
huh?
still
Yeah.
playing guitar?
Yeah, he's still doing guitar and piano. He's rocking it.
See,
I play
Josh,
guitar too.
do
Okay,
you?
I can do a C chord. Yeah.
Can you play it for us?
No, I can't. Not now because I'd have to put my fingers in that position and it takes at least like 30 to 40 minutes.
You remember the Terry Summer guitar that he had in Last Page of Summer?
Yeah.
The one that blew up in his
Ah,
Yeah.
face? You recognize it?
Oh,
oh
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice guitar, man.
Remember that? I E. Boing.
Those are good times.
Yep.
That was my dream guitar, and Terry owned it before I did, and then I found one.
Ah,
Tony was there. I had
yeah.
an income tax refund. I'm like, I can buy it because I wasn't expecting a refund. I'm like, I can buy it. It was right after the divorce, and I was used to being broke and not having food or anything,
Money.
Ah,
like living on popcorn. And it's like, I got a tax refund. I can buy a guitar. So I bought the Terry Summer guitar.
yay.
That's awesome, man. It's an awesome looking guitar. Shit.
Thank you. Oh, you remember when I was that bluish silver car a couple weeks ago, and I told you that I made a 3D version of it, that it
Uh-huh.
was part of a Transforma? I told you I'd show it to you.
Ah,
It's like this is it.
ah.
Wow.
So that's
That's
the one
neat.
3D printed. So that's basically what it looks like all the way around.
Ah.
That's cool, man. Is that how it comes out the printer?
Yeah, this I wasn't. It's not good. Uh, I don't know if you can see the
Yeah.
texture. It's got a bad texture on it,
Well, you can like
and
sand it down, right? A little bit.
uh, I tried.
Yeah.
Um, it's 3D printing isn't easy. It's you can't just 3D print any model. They've
Really?
got to you got to prepare it and like seal all the holes in the this and because when I got the 3D printer, it gave me a little program where I could make an owl,
Ah.
Right.
a little toy owl, and it was shiny and fine and smooth. And I don't know how they did it. And I go to my car was pretty simple, but it comes out all like ribbed and heck, look at the bottom.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Of course, the
What
bottom
a
wasn't
pleasure.
really detailed anyway. It was just flat, but I'll figure it out. But it's nice to have somebody to know somebody
Oh
like
yeah.
physically, like have someone that you know in your town that knows how to do something that could work with you instead of just YouTube tutorials.
Oh yeah. Those things suck, dude.
I don't
There's always
understand with the
some.
YouTube tutorials. It's just like, how do I get the capital B, to work? And then there's a video, of course, about how to do it, and it's 4.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
First, you got the theme song.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever tried to get the capital B and it didn't quite work? And then you got some stick figure. Stop. Tell me how to do it.
Yeah. The actual content's like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Push B.
No, what I do with those things is I'll I'll play them on 1.5 speed and turn the captions on because I can read faster than the jackass can talk.
You
Yeah,
like speed read your
that
books?
works too. I finally kind of stopped listening to Salty after like 4 years.
Salty.
He's a content guy, did political
Oh, okay.
stuff. And he was funny, kind of ADHD, and he's all over the place, but he's a funny guy. And like during COVID and stuff, he was really he had all the news. He had it right there, and he was funny and optimistic. And then the problem is though he was kind of half almost autistic and ADHD, so he would show some girl doing something stupid on that TikTok or something, and he'd be stuck on there, and you'd see that picture on there for a half an hour, and he starts talking about a zit for a half an hour, and then he would, but now that he's got actual sponsors,
Yeah.
he'll talk about a zit for a half an hour and his sponsors for an hour, and then you got the super chats, and then there's really, he might show someone get beat up at a Walmart, and then it's like I watched this for 3 hours, and there's like no news at all. So I'm kind of just fading away, feeding off of that.
Hey, Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Hey, what's up?
What are you doing?
I'm doing.
What's that on your shirt?
What's that on my breaking news?
Oh, nice. Well,
Yeah,
I
the
waited
rest
for
of it
Steve to
says-
get here, so hello, Steve, and now goodbye, Steve.
You leaving?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
my
okay.
time, We all got to go sometime, and this time just happens to be the time in which I shall depart.
Well, I would have stayed away if I'd known you were going to leave.
I did my own eulogy for it,
Yeah.
Speaking of breaking nudes, where's Putt? What the hell happened? He didn't even say I can't make it, guys. He just says I'm not going to do it today.
Oh, well,
What does that mean?
I don't know.
You mean
You know what? For work, I'm just going to call it right. I'm not going to come into work today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The way to do it. Well, my
And he'd
brother.
be like, "Well, you don't get paid for it." Well, not with that attitude. We won't.
You got to come back when you can stay longer.
Tuesday.
You got
Well, he
to
can
come when
never
you can
stay
stay
longer.
longer, Nebs.
Yeah, I would love to, but things as they are. Me and Tony were in here for a long time by ourselves.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
We were
I
making
was
out
waiting
and
for
stuff,
Tony
so,
to put in the link. I was too busy. There was too much chatter about you guys not knowing how to use an email.
No, that email is gone. I don't know where it is.
Oh, they don't just disappear.
Well, I did.
Did you look at your trash filter?
Yep. Looked at everything.
Spam filter?
Yep. No, it was in regular
Coffee
email.
filter?
Yeah.
Peace, brothers.
See you, Ned. Be safe out there.
Yeah.
See you, Nebs.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
show, guys.
Don't take any
I'll
with
be here
you.
earlier next week. Oh, before you go, Neb, the film trailer and the date for the showing thing, watch party will be in a couple days. I'm hoping Thursday I'll be finished with the damn film that's taken 4 years.
Yeah. Make sure you post or send me a link on the Facebook or whenever it goes up. Okay, that'd be fucking
will.
awesome, dude. Okay, groove. Enjoy yourself, fellas.
All
You
right.
Sure.
too. Take care.
Later.
Yeah.
Huh? Be up there.
Listen, fellas.
Speaking of which, so what did
Nope.
Wesley say?
Didn't get a hold of him.
I mean, I didn't mean call him. I meant send him a message.
No, I didn't get a chance yet. Besides,
You
he
had
always-
a chance to yesterday when
he
you said you were
always-
going to do it.
He always says, let me know a couple of days ahead of time. That's
yeah.
why.
Yep. That's why you give him a week, and then the day before the show, you remind him.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, this is what getting old is like.
We bicker about guys.
I'm just
from
trying to
40
remember
years
shit.
ago.
It's like I gotta if I think of something, then I have to go do it, even if it's 4:00 in the morning. Because if I thought of it once, that means I'll never remember to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Look at these guys.
That's why I look too bright sometimes. I always have too many windows open on the computer.
Nah, I don't think you're all that bright.
No, I'm not that bright.
Did I dream it, or did God Shucks say he was going to be here on the show this week?
I didn't see.
No, he's doing his
You
show
sure he
with.
said that last week.
He's doing his show with Putt.
He does a show with Putt?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Damn, they're unlistable. See,
That's what they're
just a
doing when they
champagne
tell
glass.
us that they can't make it to our show. They're doing their own.
Oh, so okay. Okay, well, it's nice to see Jimmy instead of a cheeseburger or a Ferrari or whatever. You know.
I only did this because Putt bitches about it every week. And now he had to
Well.
get his ass in here.
That shows everybody that you're a human. Well, you look human anyway.
Soon.
You're drinking your baba?
My coffee.
Oh.
What? What the hell did you say? What is that? What did you say?
What? The baba? Oh, what behind
What
Tony?
what is that?
What's what?
Baba, other than something.
You,
what
you never
Kim
had
says.
you never had a baby before, did you? You never raised a baby when you give
Could
a
you imagine that
baba.
lead singer of Family when he's a baby?
Ba, ba, you want a ba, ba? Oh my. I can, here, tell you what. I can be Putt today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just have about 8 gallons of whiskey and there you go.
Now you gotta have your head down where you're like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're talking about you, Putt. That's what you get for not showing up.
Would tease you if I didn't love you, Putt. Yeah, I would. Out.
Ouch!
morning.
I think
Good
I'm
morning.
hurting. Ouch!
Huh?
Is that a Beatles
Ruddles.
song or is it a Ruddles song?
Ruddles.
Ouch!
I forgot about the Ruddles. I haven't thought about the Ruddles in a long time.
Oh, I lent a friend that movie and I never got it back.
There was a movie, a Ruddles
I
movie?
saw that
Yeah,
when it aired, and I hadn't seen it since for like 40 years. And then I think somebody was they showed it in the not Video Ranch, the successor to Video Ranch.
Hmm.
And I hadn't
Do you
seen
still
it.
go there?
Yeah,
You still go there?
yeah. Not the
Really?
Video Ranch, but the one. Yeah.
Oh, I
They
tried
I
replaced
don't
Place
know
it.
if the Offspring was around anymore.
Oh, it's there.
Well,
Yeah,
like-
it's just that's
Well,
where
I can
I
ride a bike like she was doing. Well, that was weird.
I'd be happy if I could just
See-
ride a bike like a normal person.
Yeah.
see. She falls on her butt. Then she's young enough to be able to shake it off.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm
Thanks,
putting together a photo album of my trip that I made up
Ah.
to that part of the
Took a
universe.
trip, huh?
And boy, you know what? That Sweden was so dreary. Everything was just gray. The sky was gray, and the buildings were just kind of gray. I'm putting a... Well, remember Deb used to post pictures of it? That
Yeah.
Sweden, there's like nobody there. There was nobody on the streets.
Yeah,
That's kind of how it was.
they're all having a sauna. I think probably.
I didn't even see ABBA. You'd think I'd at least seen ABBA.
ABBA.
Of course, if I could have hung out with her, I would have gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well stressed. Is
Of
she
course,
well?
she's probably old now. That's probably from years ago.
Hmm. I wish I could put a video behind me. I was thinking about that, but I'm like, man, that'd be weird. 2 videos going at once with Tony and then.
Yeah, that would be just too much.
Well, that the bridge background I used to have did have flashing lights, but this is just a still image.
Well, you
Yeah.
could probably get by with a GIF then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't they work if you have to have like just a short MP4?
Yeah, just a short one that loops.
Yeah. I mean, it loops anyway.
I'm kind of loopy anyway.
Here we go, loop de loop. You remember that song?
Yep.
Loopy,
Johnny
yeah.
Thunders or Thunder? I don't know. Johnny Thunder or Thunder.
I'm still laughing
Really great
over.
when I was a kid.
I'm still laughing over you laid a paddly poop up poop whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, did you play that song again?
No, he played,
Well,
but he
well,
phenomenon. He said, and this is. Oh, I won't be able to pronounce this. He says it 84,000 times in the song. You know how it goes.
Phenomena.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
See,
No, I knew,
tell you.
I knew how to say it. I'm being stupid. That's what the show's
Oh,
about.
but I find it frustrating. People would say, "Oh, I'll never be able to do that." Well, not with that attitude. Because
But-
you always say, "Oh, I won't be able to pronounce this." Well, you're right because you just fucking threw yourself under a bus.
It's supposed to be stupid.
That was
Yeah.
Mana Mana.
Mana, yeah. That was
Or
Mana.
Kyrie. Remember Kyrie?
Oh, Kyrie. You talking about the Aha song?
Is it?
No, that's not Aha. That's
No,
Mr.
it's-
Mister.
Yeah,
Mr.
Mr. Mrs. Mister.
Yeah,
Mrs.
Mr. Yeah.
It's that
Here's
girl.
Kyrie on American Top. And I used to think that came out around the time, well, a little bit after Xanadu did, and Olivia Newton-John's character was Kira, something like that.
Oh, like that chick on.
I know, I'm
on-
getting all confused because there was a Meridian had a song called Kyrie or something.
Did they?
Well, the Mr. Mister one, they say it in the song Kyrie, and it's
Oh, Kyrie.
yeah, Greek, yeah, but
They're
you know,
saying Kyrie Elysian or something like Kyrie Elysian or something like that.
Kyrie
Yeah, I never
eleison,
could figure
yeah,
out what they were
Christ have
talking
mercy.
about.
Or Lord have mercy.
I always thought they were saying carry a laser.
No,
Kyrie.
That's what you're just hearing on the radio. You don't
I
what the
know, I
hell
know, I know.
Kyrie is. It's carry a laser across the. Okay, whatever.
Kyrie, that's funny.
but I'd
I
heard the
always thought they
phrase
were
before
saying
because
Kyrie-
you hear that in the Latin Mass. You know, it's
No, I thought it
basically
was
Lord
like
have
Kyrie
mercy.
has legions or something.
Yeah.
Kyrie has legions,
Yeah, give me back my legions. Yeah, I know. Okay, Scipio.
It's supposed to be, I think that the whole song is some religious based thing, isn't it?
You
Which
think?
is unusual that
it's
it would
Lord,
be released.
Steve, it's Lord have mercy.
Is that what that means? Okay.
Yes.
What do you think I know anything about music?
It's strange that a song that would have been allowed to be a hit because I know Brian Wilson when he did God Only Knows, he was afraid that
Well, Murray didn't like it. Murray thought it was morbid. Well, that was in the movie. I don't know if that was how true to life that was.
Can you guys hear the kid screaming?
not until you said that.
I keep teasing him. He screams like a girl.
Yeah.
Just
Well, he's
tell
like-
people that you live in a zoo and you're in the gorilla cage.
You should tell him to give him a copy of Clarence Frogman Henry's.
You can hear them, can't you?
Ain't got no home. You know, I can sing like a frog. I can sing like a girl.
You know what he's screaming?
I
Oh,
can
we
sing
don't-
like a bee.
Because you stuck it with a pin. You shouldn't be doing that. See, it chased Timmy off.
I'm here. I'm just rendering another scene.
Oh my God,
It only takes a second.
that's cool. It's a creative process. That's why we're here. We love creativity.
Oh, I'll be so glad when this is done.
Now you'll miss it for a moment.
No, I won't. Well, I might miss it a little bit, but I just start something else. That's all. I mean, I don't really miss working on Last Page of Summer. I just started something else, you know?
True.
Why don't you combine the two? I want the last page for myself.
No.
That was a story with a humorous climax.
What,
What?
I guess, you know, the Last Page of Summer just kind of flopping because of everything that went on. This
Yeah,
one I'm
it
just
wasn't
not
the
as-
movie's fault. Jesus, I liked it.
Oh, I love the movie, but it's just like I'm not as excited about releasing this like I was the last one. Even Saturdalia, I was excited, and then that one just went nowhere. And it's just like kind of not really excited about releasing this stuff anymore.
Aw.
Maybe you need a break.
Huh? It's not.
Maybe you need a break. Don't do any.
A brick.
I'm not doing anymore.
Oh, you're not doing any.
No, this is my last feature film.
So you got to do shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode length, some music videos.
Well, shorts seem to be the thing on social media these days. I don't
Oh,
know
not
why.
vertical short. Not vertical short. No.
Oh, I hate
no. You
those
do a
vertical
vertical short. I'm
shorts.
going to go over there. I'm going to hit you.
You know, your camera goes this way, not this way, people.
It screws
People-
everything up.
People taking pictures like this when it's supposed to be like this drives me crazy.
Well, Facebook makes you do it.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, I tried it when I was at Disney World. I was filming the fireworks, and Facebook says, "No, you got to turn your phone this way to get it to record." I'm like, "Fuck off!"
Yeah.
Did you try to explain to it? No, Facebook, I'm white. I don't do that way. See, now this is a movie about airplanes, so we got a turtle. And a Boyd.
I think what it is cheap. They're too cheap to actually get real airplane footage.
Yeah.
Like they had another one, it was about airplanes and stuff, and they had that barefoot kid running through the stream for like 5 minutes. It's like, I think you guys are being cheap.
I don't know. Turtles cost money, though. You remember pet turtles? People would have them in like a fish tank, like a dry fish tank.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there's your kid.
Who is that?
He's an airplane pilot. He's gonna go run through because he can't get an airplane, so he's gonna run through the grass and pretend that he's an
Can't
airplane.
keep my eyes from the circling sky. Wasn't this a music video for Pink Floyd?
That was it.
The kid jumps off the cliff and turns into an eagle, but then at the end of the video, it just shows him laying there dead.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Not a kid, an Indian.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, was he
That's
crying?
okay then.
Somebody
That's
threw
okay then.
threw a fast food bag at him, and that was it.
where's this kid's parents at anyway? Golden
Back
Gate.
then.
And
Probably.
then they let you go. They if you weren't back in time for dinner, maybe they'd start to worry. Other than that, you were
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
free
spent-
range.
Remember as kids, we were outside from dusk to dawn.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I was.
we did most of it. Yeah, I'd lie if I say, Saturday morning we didn't watch cartoons for at least 2-3 hours. When Soul Train came on that theme, then it was time to go outside the rest of the day.
Well, I knew it was time to come back in when my mother would finally unlock the door.
Oh hell.
No, you're not coming in, you little bastard.
My mom used to lock her bedroom door. She wouldn't let us in.
Well, that's a private area. You never want to walk in. I'm not going to go any further with this. You never want to walk in on parents. I did once, and I was never the same again.
Well, all she did was the crossword puzzles or read.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
No, she just wanted her. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I couldn't live with anybody.
Well, I know you got a lot of people there now that might walk in on you.
What?
Captain might walk in. I'm like, I wonder if this is loud enough.
Oh, he walks in. He doesn't mind.
He doesn't knock.
No, but that's different.
Nah,
Dogs don't really invade your privacy. They're just part of everything.
Not like cats. I mean, they want to come into the crapper and stare at you.
oh, that
No,
drives me
thank
crazy.
you, Mr. Cat. You can go by.
The Chihuahua we just lost, she used to come in the bathroom like, do you mind? Do I want you when you're squatting in the yard? She just looked at me like I was an idiot.
I thought you used to take pictures all the time of them when they're doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All the time.
Look at this guy.
No, we only had the one once where we went back up to Kansas City and neither one of the dogs had ever seen snow before. And she would not go out in the yard and this. So she did it up on the porch because it was snow. She was a Florida dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucy and Captain got to see snow for the first time this couple months ago.
Nice.
Lucy wasn't impressed.
I bet she didn't care about going in the yard though.
She walked out. I got it on video, her popping out and walking around on the patio and then run right back in.
Oh yeah. Well, one of the funniest things in that genre was Facebook. Somebody had a picture of like the bottom of it, like a threshold of a doorway, and there's the inside, and then there's snow on the outside, and there's like 2 cat footprints on the snow. Just 2. They was just put the foot down. Oh, nope.
I threw my cat Sylvester. We threw him out of our mobile home. In Colorado, we had to, it wasn't unusual to have several feet of snow. And one time we just threw him out the door, and there was just a hole where he was. Did that too with my lima beans. My mom made me lima beans and threw them out in the snow. They made little green holes in the snow.
Well, when I was a kid, they actually had like they called it home ec. Was like they would teach the girls how to be girl. I'm sure they taught them. You'll have kids someday, and what you have to do is think of the nastiest shit to try and feed them, and tell them they have to eat it. I mean, it doesn't make any difference at all. But no, they have to eat the Brussels sprouts or whatever crap.
Yeah, like when I spent my summers in Missouri, my dad's wife was a country girl, and they'd grow their own green beans, and they'd sit on the porch and break them. And so it's like every dinner we had green beans, and we had to eat them. And my dad hated them too, but we all had to eat green beans. I would just wash them down with Coke, like a pill.
Yeah, green beans mixed with bacon is cool. Fry some bacon, chop it up, put it in the green beans. That is.
Wouldn't it be better without the green beans?
Yeah.
But the green beans are healthy.
Really?
Who says?
That's just the shit they tell you.
Oh, it's vegetables, I'm just saying.
So what?
Well, unless you're Brian Wilson, who cares? Now, who was the one who was like into vegetables? Was it
Brian Wilson had a song about it, the Beach Boys.
I thought it was Dennis Wilson that liked all the veggies.
Nobody liked
I don't know. It was just part of Smile.
Yeah.
Well, Smile was about like Western expansion and Americana, which is really a bizarre thing, a concept album, especially like the Beach Boys. He really lost his mind by then. What do you think of Pet Sounds?
Oh, it was good album.
Really?
Yeah, I love the vocals and the harmonies.
I mean, I think God Only Knows is one of the best songs ever written, ever made.
Yeah.
And Wouldn't It Be Nice is great too.
I like Wouldn't It Be Nice better. Wouldn't it be nice?
Well, that's a wonderful song, but other than those two, and I guess Sloop John B,
Yes, I love Sloop John B.
Yeah.
it's a lot of just
Like
borderline elevator music to me.
Good Vibrations. That's on that. album, isn't it?
No, that was like a single that came out
Oh,
like right before the album or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's what.
But I think it was a separate work. Because there are people, and I was like, who expected Pet Sounds to sound like an album of good vibrations, and it just really didn't. It was it had the Pet Sounds that they were talking about, that it got its name, were neat. I loved what he was doing, but it seemed to kind of lack direction.
Well, I know the Beatles were impressed about it.
Do what?
The Beatles were impressed by it.
Yeah. Now, I made a comment on the morning show the other day when I played Good Vibrations. I'm thinking that the song ended too soon. They should have done more.
I don't think so. I think it was just right.
Well, because they faded it out right when that. They should have done.
What do you call that thing? They used it in the horror movies back then.
Theremin?
Huh?
Theremin.
Yeah. I've got one.
Yeah, I got to play with one. There was a museum called the Exploratorium in San Francisco, right by the Golden Gate Bridge, and they had one, and you could put your hands around it. And it was fun.
I seem to think that I've had it in the film, but maybe I don't.
I think the older horror films used it a lot.
Oh yeah,
more than they do today.
Well, because it came out, I think, in the 1920s. It's like basically like a radio, and it's a couple of copper loops, and it just picks up when your hands are near it, and it just causes frequencies to happen, and it.
Oh, that's wild.
Mine's basically a box with a dial, and you work with it with the dial.
Yeah, because the one I got to play with was. Oh, there we go. Hey, Phil. The actual
Phil, come on
human.
in.
Yeah. This was the theremin I got to fool around with was actually from like the 1920s. It was all that old polished wood and the brass or whatever.
Was it was it long like a keyboard?
No, it didn't have any. There was no inputs except for that antenna. It was like a loop antenna, or two of them actually, that were, I think, at 90 degrees to each other, and you would just wave your hands around them, and it would cause the sound to change as you put your hands near it.
I saw a music video of Good Vibrations, and Mike Love had something that looked like a little keyboard, and he had his fingers over it doing this thing, like hovering over it and making the sounds. So
Yeah, that might have been a newer version.
it might have just been a 2x4, and he was just trying to look. He was one of those cringy guys. What you up to, Phil?
Yeah, Phil was talking about wanting to come on a week or so ago.
Well, I can't speak for Tony, but I don't know. We're not doing anything.
I figure if you let me on, you let anybody on.
Yeah, that's good.
Pan America. They don't have Pan Am anymore, do they?
Nope, they whole
They
craft
were
on
defunct
airlines.
after that bombing, right?
Oh, was Pan Am Flight 800 or was that TWA?
That was TWA 800, but the Pan Am was Lockerbie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I always remember that picture of the nose of the airplane just lying on the ground.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, it almost looked like a deflated balloon. It
Yeah.
was just like
I'd be nervous about being in an airplane crash because I'd always be afraid I'd spill my coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, generally we avoid the ones that crash.
Yeah. Does this
that's the
flight
main
have
thing. Yeah.
Does this flight have in-flight crash or no?
Yeah. But like I said before, I have not been on a plane since April, or May of 2001.
Wow.
And the type of plane that I flew in is not flying anymore, except for one that's used for research.
Oh, the L-1011.
Yeah. And something
one
I,
of those.
something I saw on the news, in my little Google News on the phone kind of thing comes up with it. Apparently there was a Vanguard 1 or whatever, a satellite that was launched in 1957. And it was like a polar orbit. It was going, instead of the usual around the Earth like this, it was going like this. And for some reason, it never, re-entered. It never like crashed into the atmosphere. It's still up there. So from 1957. And what they're trying to figure out how to do is to go up and get it and bring it back intact. And
As
see
a
what being in space for
Really?
almost 70 years is like.
Wow.
It was like one of the first satellites launched by the United States. And it's only about the size of a lunchbox.
Oh, wow.
But they want to bring it back and study it and then put it in a museum.
Nice.
Yeah, if you all don't mind, I don't know.
I saw something really freaky the other night. I wasn't expecting this. You ever seen satellites in the skies at night?
No, I probably have, but I didn't know what they were.
It was like, I mentioned this on the air. It was like a long string of lights. Looked like, I was mentioning, kind of looked like a light train. And then I started making fun about Phil's Skytrain. I said, oh, there goes Phil's Skytrain.
Ah,
It was a drone.
that might have been a satellite.
This was yes. Skylink is what they were satellites for. Is that we?
Yeah, Musk is
Sounds more like
always
drones.
No, not that big. This took up a good chunk of the sky.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they'll have like several drones together. They do like aerial shows and make pictures and things.
Check your Facebook Messenger there, Phil.
What's the matter, Chloe? What are you crying for? Did you eat dinner yet?
Yeah.
Didn't Mommy feed you, poor puppy? Okay. Oh man, oh man. But it was just. I've been looking at what kind of solar activity.
Oh my God! Look, who's got a cat?
We have a cat visitor.
Yeah.
That must be. That cat makes some funny. Talks funny. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
It was.
And got blue eyes.
Yep.
Blue like that.
Blue eyes. Oh, we're gonna get a copyright strike. I shouldn't do that.
Okay, I can switch to real video if you like.
Some people like to hide. That's okay. Whatever you like.
No, I'm not hiding. I'm amazed to see Timmy in his actual human form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
rare.
unprecedented.
It's
Usually I
rare.
like to hide like this in my good picture. So, but
There you go. Live video.
yeah.
There you go.
There you are, Phil.
Yeah.
The first time I've seen the Phil.
Well, I think it's the first time I've seen the real Timmy.
Yeah.
No, the real Timmy is one of the tunes that I do on the other weeks.
Right.
I'll do the
And
webcam.
Tony, you're looking sharp. I see you're on board an airplane there.
Yeah. You'll never guess where I'm at.
I can see you're in the. That's a specific part of the Enterprise.
Yeah,
You can't tell
the
the
can.
See all
Sorry,
the
what's-
toilets? The toilet
Yeah,
seats everywhere?
I'm in the latrine. Yeah. That's the biggest toilet right behind me.
For some stupid reason, I can't remember what they call that part. The
Bridge.
The bridge.
bridge. That's it. The bridge. Right.
Ah.
Wouldn't it be cool if they had if those chairs were all toilet seats just in one episode, and they were all, he's barking orders and everybody's making obscene noises?
I bet the critics would call it a crap episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be that season 3, kind of.
This is
like
Captain
Spock's
James T.
brain.
Kirk of the Federation Sergeant Enterprise.
Oh, it's this. Oh, that's gross.
Captain, I'm giving her she's gone.
Captain's log starting.
Good God.
Gus, that's disgusting.
No, that's the result of being on the toilet seat too long with the captain's log.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so
Disgusting.
Gottschalk is just he's like posting shit, nonsense on Facebook, but he's not coming in here.
He said he was going to be here this week. He won't come in because Putt didn't come in. You
what he
notice
said?
they're never. This when where one goes, the other goes.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh, too much reverb.
Yeah, please.
You are the king of
You don't
reverb. There you go. I got rid of the blurry background.
Do what?
Oh, I'm king of reverb, he said.
Yeah.
King of reverb. King of reverb and king of echo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to call that. I remember I used to get those mixed up. I would say too much echo, echo. But that's reverb. I don't know why I thought echo.
Yeah, it took us a long time to train you on that to distinguish the two.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Echo is just easier to say.
Really?
Echo.
Say echocardiogram.
I have echo on this thing.
AKA sonar.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's what Putt was on here. He said, "You know how bats can find their way around?"
Mhm.
And Tony said, "Echolocation, aka sonar." And then Putt says, "Close. It's electrocution." It means. Wait a second. Wait. No, you're right. That was one of our precious moments. Have you ever seen our precious moments, Phil?
No.
On the BabbleGab YouTube channel? You ought to check them out. We actually sometimes we're funny. You wouldn't know it by what you've seen, but
Yeah, right. Yeah. Sometimes we can be funny. That only happens like once a week. Yeah.
I
that was
usually
the show
take that
once.
one funny moment and I'll make I make these like 4-minute compilations that have.
Yeah, it takes about 6 months to get a 4-minute compilation together. Yeah.
That's pretty
No,
cool.
I've got probably a 6-hour timeline of precious moments.
And I might have been funny like 3 seconds worth of that time.
Well, you saved the funny for the morning show. Hey, wasn't that amazing this morning in the chat? Now, I'm thinking that the guy who's the annoying, relentless requester this was probably his father who came in
Yeah.
today and said those nice words about you, Steve.
I thought it was AI.
Could have been. Well, I also
No,
found
I think it's real.
I also found out that right after that, this lady who's been listening to the show off and on for 10 years, her son, which is a long story, was having surgery, and come to think, I think it was her.
Oh, so you don't think it was a guy? I don't know why. I thought
Other
it was a
people
guy.
actually listen to the show?
Yeah, it's amazing. Isn't it? It's hard to believe. I don't even listen to the damn show.
That is one weird thing I've found over the years on internet radio, and Mo has told me this many times. She says you never know who's listening.
Yeah.
But that was usually to scold me on some stupid thing I said on air.
Well, you can usually find your listener count, but number one, I don't want to do it. I don't want to know how many is listening. Then I'm afraid it's going to affect the show. Or, and then sometimes they say on mobile devices that doesn't usually count on the.
Well, I always remember Dennis always had because the Hamilton radio had the little globe thing, and it showed all these listeners and all these off the wall weird places. They had one popped up, and it was up Abbottabad, which is Abbottabad, which is where supposedly they captured Bin Laden or killed him.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, yeah, Dennis, you got somebody listening there. He's either like a Delta Force guy they left behind for some reason, or
Something funny about it though is that same kind of map showed my address as a bush, on a bush about 20 miles away from where my house was.
oh yeah,
That's pretty cool. I wish I could do that.
I don't know how
That's a
to do
neat
it.
I don't
trick.
even know where I live.
Yeah.
well, IP addresses. It's where the IP address is registered.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like if I type in Steve Jarrett on Google Maps and it shows your bush.
There's your
disgusting.
chemtrails. There's your chemtrails.
Phil, come
Watch
on.
out! Here come the
you on
chemtrails.
here.
That would be.
Here come the chemtrails.
We none of us
coming
want
to
to
get
see
you.
that. Now, Miss Vicky maybe, but not Steve.
Oh my! But
There's your
the
chemtrails there.
yeah,
Whee!
that makes me wonder what those really are because I see
They're
them
water vapors.
all over the sky, and they do it in this like pattern, the checker. I don't know.
It's
I
because
think
one
they're-
plane's going this way and one plane's going that way, probably.
See, when you burn a fuel, it's called the hydrocarbon. And
Yeah, but it
and-
spreads and makes it
Well,
all hazy and cloudy out.
yeah, that's what water vapor does, dude.
Why would they be getting rid of water vapor?
Because when you burn fuel, the exhaust is carbon dioxide and water. So you have a
So all
hydro.
these planes are dumping this much fuel.
No. It's after you burn the fuel. So you have a hydrocarbon fuel. It has hydrogen and carbon in it. And now you burn that, which means you combine it with oxygen. And so you end up with hydrogen and oxygen, which is water, and carbon and oxygen, which is CO2.
Well,
Well,
Or
that
on the
could
other-
that could explain why sometimes you see water dripping out of an exhaust pipe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've never stared at an exhaust pipe, so I wouldn't know.
You've done worse things to exhaust pipes. I've seen the video.
I've had like coming out of my nose.
Yeah.
Your
You know, you
exhaust
like
coming out of your nose.
Yeah, you put up, like it's cold and you have like a ski mask on or something like that. And then it's like, it's not snot, but it's like the water that comes out of like an exhaust like you were talking about.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Snot coming out of my nose, Miss Witchy Boo.
That reminds me. Remember, Tom Jones had that hit song, "It's Not Unusual."
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. It's not. Yeah. It's not a tuba.
Not that-
You may think that's water coming out of my nose, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, remember that commercial? If you think it's butter, but it's not.
Yeah. It's not nice to screw
Yeah.
Mother Nature. I wish we could have gotten her. She lived into her 90s, that lady, the Mother Nature gal.
I liked her. I really did.
Did you fool her? Did you fool her,
I would have liked to.
or just fool
Lightning
around?
bolt and the thunder and.
Yeah.
But
So
I
is
don't
it
know,
true?
being married to her, could you imagine every morning you say the wrong thing and
Yeah.
Can you imagine her orgasm?
Well, it's like a real life. It's like any other situation.
Yeah.
It's not nice to fuck Mother Nature.
Well, when I was a little kid, I wasn't thinking about that.
See, Phil, this
Yeah,
is
you were.
see, Phil, this is what the fattest kid in my school looked like in 1967 or whatever.
Yeah.
The short
you?
one?
Yeah.
Is that you, Tony?
Yep, the fattest kid in school. That was a sitcom he was in.
Yeah.
And it had the Mayberry.
Yeah. The fattest kid in school.
In school.
Starring.
Fatso.
Today
Of course, this
on a
was
very
during the summertime, so I probably was more active in the summer, so maybe I did lose a little.
Tonight on a very special episode of The Fattest Kid in School.
That'd be funny. Then you got like Christmas decorations and you look like an egg.
Yeah,
With a striped shirt.
And now I look like this.
What a
Yes, I don't think I've seen that picture before. Don't Tony's dad look like Papa Smurf?
Tony's dad.
Yeah, he looks like Papa Smurf.
Oh, is that Tony's dad there? I thought it was Tony there. Looks just like his dad. So do I. I was noticing that earlier. Like,
I mean, we're practically
That's
clones,
handsome.
except for the minor detail that he was 5'2".
Eyes are blue. Oh, what those 5 foot could do. Have anyone seen Tony's dad?
that's another set. Tonight on Anyone Seen Tony's Dad?
That does sound like.
The thing is, when I
we're
was
talking-
young, I didn't think I looked a thing like him. But the older I got, the more. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Well, I'm the same way. This is what my dad looked like.
And I because I came along real late. My dad was 54 when I was born, so I never knew him as a young man.
So, Phil and Timmy, do you guys look like your dads or your moms?
I think I figured my mom, but I've heard people say different things. There's a picture of me and my brother and dad, and the three of us together. It looked like my mom had an affair with the milkman or something.
Oh, I was noticing a blooper on old radio about that. I think it was Art Linkletter. Remember that? He says, "Who do you look like? I don't look like my mommy or my daddy. I look like the mailman." And a kid said that. It was,
Or the milkman or whatever.
yeah, mailman, milkman.
Choose your delivery guy, right?
Yeah.
We only had a milk. My parents were already split up by the time we had a milkman. We only lived one place where we had it, and the guy even had a Divco truck. The
Right.
40s truck with the round
And the
milk
gear
truck.
shift that kind of came out from behind. Did you ever see those?
I didn't get inside the dang thing.
Well, they always drove around with the doors open. But I always noticed that because they sit really way forward, and I always thought how awkward that must be to try to shift gears. Like what? Yeah, we had in Los Altos, California. We had a milk delivery for a little while.
I was noticing that you'd see them on TV. They'd be delivering milk. Mm-hmm. Like they'd set them on the porches. I'm like, what if it's like 100 degrees out there?
Well, no, they do it very early in the morning.
Okay, where it's only 95 degrees.
Well, they don't do it. It's not Riyadh, for God's sake. It's like, but I saw a friend of mine lived in this super cool, what they used to call the bungalow, bungalow courts. They call them. It was like an apartment, except each of the units was actually separated. And this one dated all the way back to 1929. And there was one vacant, and I was really wishing I could rent it. But in the kitchen, it had, in the wall of the kitchen, it had a little sliding compartment with a sliding door on it. And it had the corresponding sliding door on the outside. So what it was for was the milkman would come there, slide the thing open from the outside, put the milk bottles in there, close it, and then you would open the other sliding thing from the inside, and there'd be your milk. You wouldn't have to go outside.
That
That's
would be
cool.
something.
Where I grew up in Vancouver, the Dairyland milk delivery, they came through the back. They drove down the lane,
Oh,
and they would leave the delivery on the back porch.
oh, that way it was easier to fool around with the wife while the man was at home.
Yeah, there you
would
go.
work.
And we had an automatic milk delivery thing that indicated when the milk was there. That was the dog.
Oh, okay. There you go. Because this place, it also had, you remember the old Bugs Bunny shows? Sometimes it would be an ironing board that would come down and hit like Bud on the head or whatever, or Sylvester. This place actually had that, the ironing board that would flip down from the wall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, now that I recall, that was in the basement of where I grew up. It was one of those ironing boards.
So, I couldn't find the one where I look like the milkman's kid, but I got just one of my dad, so you could see him. There he is.
Ah.
Is that Mr. Howell? No, wait.
Oh, he's wearing a mask.
Okay, I was going to say, I think either that or he's just had a jar of Vaseline explode in his face.
Yeah.
No, it's like a plastic see-through mask with a mustache on it, and he had his real pipe.
Ah, okay.
I was going to say it was either Groucho Marx or Mr. Howell.
I got a better picture of him.
Lovey, I hurt my karate pinky.
My karate pinky. Here's a better one.
I swear, Jim Backus was like the voice of my childhood because he was on everything back then.
Oh, that blooper I had was hilarious.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you, right? The one where he's, I'm going to sell this piece of shit.
Yeah. What if I can play that?
You can play it here, probably. I'm sure it's PD. I found it 100 years ago.
Well,
that's why Dad without the mask.
Ah.
Cool.
You see the resemblance.
More human.
See the resemblance.
Do what?
I see the resemblance.
Steve, I recently censored and sanitized one of your favorite performers.
Oh, what's that? Who?
Play a little bit of it.
The countdown will begin tomorrow afternoon at 2, right here on 97 Fun, where the music...
2?
The countdown will begin this morning at 9, right here on WMNS 13. Oh, man, I call letter. Let me do it again.
That'd be a mess.
The countdown will begin this afternoon at 1, right here on the entertaining 1410 WHLN. That sucks.
Yeah, probably a question.
WKRM.
Anyway, I did the whole thing.
Yeah, it's funny.
It is. It's a great bit.
Do you ever hear the Jim Backus blooper?
No, I haven't.
This is only like 27 seconds. It's good. I don't want to, but here we go.
This is Jim Backus for Levy's Lazy Boy Shop. For years, you've identified me with... I can't believe. Number one, I ordinarily do not read this kind of shit. However, that's no excuse for being a total up and a screaming incompetent. Turn it on. I'm going to sell this piece of shit if it's the last thing I do.
See, I have I sent Steve the unexpurgated version, and I'm guessing.
Well, I have the uncensored somewhere. You know what kind of gets me is we're on internet radio, not guided by FCC, but why in the hell am I censoring?
It's up to
Just
you,
to be
man.
classy.
Look, you have you have like a program that sometimes kids might listen to. This thing nobody listens to, so it doesn't matter. I can say as many F words as I want.
Yeah.
But the D word, there's a DeSoto. Timmy, you're missing it. There's a DeSoto.
In my case, I've got to keep it clean on the shows because Ofcom, they don't play games with that shit, and they would fine Singport's radio big money if.
Wait,
Is that a Canadian thing?
No,
British.
UK. My shows are on a UK FM.
okay.
Quite a
They're
while.
arresting people just for social media posts.
Oh yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, thousands of people there. It's like,
What happened? Oh, is that the UK?
yeah, I think it's worse than Russia now.
What happened
Bizarre.
What happened to freedom of speech?
Nobody
think
ever
there ever
really
was such a
believes in
thing.
freedom of speech.
Yeah, it's a myth.
Freedom of speech sounds like something like the CIA put out there that people would repeat.
You know, it's like
You know?
democracy.
Yeah.
And everybody ever uses the phrase "our democracy," I start counting the silverware.
I don't know. I want to get a better microphone. Like Phil's got a good one there. It's nice.
So is it okay for profanity on this broadcast?
Shit, no.
Fuck no.
Okay. So this is something that when I was first getting into radio, going from, I guess, from university radio to real commercial radio, I had some mentors, and occasionally they would come up with something amusing. And this was, they claim it really happened. So the story was this guy, he was on New York radio, He got fired, but they didn't lock him out of the station. So he snuck in at night into the production studio and created a special version of a commercial. And then he called the announcer, the presenter on the air, just before the commercial aired and tied him up so he was on the phone so he couldn't hear what was going over the air. It's the old, switching audio on a cart routine. So this is the end result.
It's still a hell of a town.
Oh, it's not making it. It's not coming across.
There's a thing at the top of your screen there that says,
What? Is it not working?
Yeah, you know what? The noise cancellation is canceling it because it thinks it's noise.
Oh.
There's a thing at the top of your screen that says original sound for musicians. If you hold your...
Okay, now it's on. Oh, noise suppression is disabled now. Okay, I didn't realize that shit was happening.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's try that again from the beginning. So the commercial, as you probably figured out by now, if it wasn't completely cutting out, is for New York Telephone. And this allegedly aired on a major New York radio station. Oh, wow. So this is from the on-air feed.
New York City, it's still a hell of a town. Telephone. We know getting a malicious or obscene phone call can really piss you off. If you get such a call, fuck it. Hang up immediately. In most instances, that's enough to stop the caller from becoming a pain in the ass. Too often, though, people unwittingly encourage the caller by talking back. Don't be a prick. You can't argue with a sick mind, so don't try. If hanging up quickly doesn't work, for shit's sake, don't panic. Just call our business office. You'll find the number in the front of your telephone directory. In persistent cases, our annoyance call bureau takes over to try and trap the fucker. Working with the police, our annoyance call bureau has been responsible for 844 arrests and 54 abortions. And offenders have learned that a 10-cent phone call can cost them as much as $1,000 and jam their ass in prison for a year. At New York Telephone, we're in business to give you service. And part of our obligation is to see to it that no motherfucker abuses that service. After all, the service we give you is obscene enough.
What a great tagline at the end there.
Yeah.
The service we give you is obscene enough.
So that actually went over the air.
I'm loving
I can't hear you now, Steve.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I turned down the wrong pot. Go ahead.
Oh, there you go.
Well, you shouldn't be smoking pot on the...
Yeah, leave that pot alone. Well, that actually went out over the air, though, huh?
Do you remember that Dennis Holsey-Brooks song that sounded like the record that was left in the car?
Yeah. Well, it does sound like that, but I had Sam broadcast at the time when I could manipulate the track to make it sound even worse.
Oh, of course. Sam Broadcaster will make it sound worse.
Yeah.
I think that was taped off AM radio, so...
It made everything sound worse.
Sam is ruthless on my songs.
Yeah.
I mean, you can listen to mine on YouTube Music or on Apple or Spotify, and my songs sound fine. As soon as they're on Steve's, it's like compression.
Yeah. Well, not now since I'm using Radio Boss. No.
Oh, some of my, even from the new album, some of them sound fine, and then a couple of them, it's like I need to like remix one just for Steve.
You are doing something though, aren't you, Steve? Because it doesn't sound the same as other shows on Max. It sounds like you've got some additional processing going on. Are you or not?
I don't know. Well,
unless it's just something hitting a peak limiter all the time, but it does sound like it's less dynamic.
I don't know. I'm not very bright when it comes.
Because I remember you mentioned something about you wanted it to be louder on Q-Star, so I thought maybe you were up to something with that.
Well, I did. It was the gain was up to, was at 0 on Broadcaster, and now it's up to 10 dB.
Okay, so I think that's what's happening is you're hitting a peak limiter on it. So certain songs it has that sort of weird muffled sound, with percussion hits and things.
Yeah.
Which is sort of the sound of nasty brick wall limiting or whatever.
Yeah, I could tell it on some of my songs. It's like all of a sudden the dynamics. I mean, the compression is so heavy on it. It's like,
Well, I'm doing something wrong because when I'm in the car listening to Q-Star, I have to turn the volume knob all the way until it won't go anymore. So something, and other stations in the car sound great. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I need a producer. Even this right now doesn't sound right.
hey Phil, did you have any luck, like getting all of the traces of the piccolo flute out of the Wendy song?
I'm sorry to admit that I haven't done a damn thing about it.
I was going to say, if you can get one without any of the piccolo, I'll take my old Fun Hour from 10 years ago, and I will change the whole thing of that Fun Hour just to replace the Wendy song with the.
I thought you did get it out of the Wendy song.
Well,
you got about 90% of it out.
Yeah, there's a little bit of remnant of it, but.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So I should check and see if I can get a copy of a Dolby Piccolo reduction plugin. It was just it was like a magic day when Apple announced and released Logic Pro 11. Actually, they announced it, I guess, during an Apple event. I think it was somewhere around 2 or 3 weeks before it finally came out, and I couldn't wait for it. And I thought I was going to have to pay for the upgrade because they went from version 10 dot something, which it had been since I bought it, to version 11, but it was a free upgrade. And that's when they added the stems feature. Now, I had other software that had stems capabilities as well, but none of them worked as well as Logic Pro. It just does a beautiful job of it. It splits the stems really fast on Apple Silicon, and then there's no weird shit going on. Like, it doesn't sound like it's phasing or whatever else. The artifacts are minimal on it, and it mixes back together really nice.
What we should do is do some. We should do a screen share sometime and you can see my.
Oh, Steve.
Stop.
Yeah, you can actually do that on Zoom, right? You can screen share right now, and we could watch the BabbleGab viewer count rocket upward, no doubt.
Yeah, I was talking about that team viewer thing where you can get in. I think you did it before. That was Scott.
No, team viewer sucks.
I don't know what it was.
I have other software that does that kind of shit.
But see, it sounds like my microphone right now is just too low. I don't know. I don't want to talk tech, but
It sounds fine to me on my headphones.
Yeah, it sounds fine to me.
And you guys are running hands-free, so you must be using the Zoom echo cancellation then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Annie Haslam must have had an Apple device or something. Never heard from Renaissance or Annie Haslam. She got GarageBand and downloaded that just so she could do my dialogue for the film.
Ooh.
Well, imagine GarageBand on, I guess, on steroids, to use the old cliche expression. That's kind of where Logic Pro is at. GarageBand was created originally from some of the same code base as Logic, but as a consumer version of it, and it's pretty damn good for what it is. But it's kind of like in the video world, they have iMovie and then Final Cut Pro, and the thing is, once you use the Pro versions, you never want to use the consumer ones again because they're too limiting. But if you don't know any different, they're fine.
I'll be right back.
Don't look at you bored, Steve. Now he's gone.
Don't do what?
Just do your thing.
Yeah, go do that. What's funny is I think, was it GarageBand or something like that? Just the app just showed up on my phone. And it's like, okay, I'm going to produce music on a phone that I can barely see. Like trying to do open heart surgery on an ant. No.
If it's okay, since we have a momentary pause without Steve, I thought I'd run a jingle that includes Steve. This was produced by one of my presenters, Scotty D. And it's not playing.
Oh, I could say something, but I don't think I will after that monkey business.
Thank you.
LG73.
Steve jingle.
Steve's spanking the monkey.
Hey, there's one more. This one.
Steve Jarrett, Jarrott, Steve Jarrett.
LG73.
I did some jingles for Steve. He plays one sometimes. You're listening to the Steve Jarrett Morning Show with Steve Jarrett on the Steve Jarrett Morning Show.
Ah, that's you.
Steve
Okay.
Jarrett. Yeah, that's me.
Very nice.
Thanks.
That's a funny one.
Yeah, we were just like this. We were just getting together, and Steve's like, "I don't have any sweepers," and then we're like, "Well, let's make some." And we just, I did one that he never used. It was Elvis. Go listen to the Steve Jarrett Morning Show, where every show's better than the next.
Well, I remember Count Macula briefly guested on, I guess it was on the wrong channel, right? And so Steve captured something that he did and was using it as a bit for the longest time, but it got chopped off, so it changed the meaning of it. So the Count was able to come back in and do an updated version of it, and I was looking to see if I could find
Yeah,
it
with
here.
with an X on the end. I remember that because it
Yeah.
it somehow bobbled the extra
Well,
T.
it went from, with an extra T, it chopped off tra-T, and it
Yeah.
became X.
Yeah.
It was so weird. Now I'm looking to see if I can find that thing that the Count did for him to fix that, and now I can't. It's got to be here somewhere. So many bits, so many files. Anyway, the one thing that I'd always wanted to be able to do that I was able to do with the new Logic Pro 11 was convert mono songs to stereo and make it sound believable.
Ah.
I don't know if let me see if Zoom's set for stereo audio or not. Let's see, audio. No, I'm going to switch it to stereo now. Now, theoretically, that works.
Just
So
be
if I play
careful
up-
about what you play, because we've gotten in trouble on here just for playing a clip of a song before.
Oh, okay.
YouTube's they're so got a bug up their ass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so I
their
can't really-
algorithm can pick up audio like that. I mean, if you sing it, it doesn't matter. We wouldn't know that from anything.
Well, we played a clip of that Pappity Pup, just just about 30 seconds of it, and we got nabbed or whatever for it.
So what is the duration you can get away with before it catches
I
you?
don't know what the rules are. I used to think 30 seconds, but you see these content providers, they want to show a little clip and they got to turn it down all the way just for a few second clip,
Well, what if I played like 5 seconds worth of a song? Do you think it would?
Probably be all right.
All right, let's try that. This will be very, very quick then. This was the first one I did. Could you hear it in stereo or not?
Yeah, I think I could.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm listening to on laptop speakers, not my headphones, but yeah, I could hear. It sounded pretty cool.
yeah, it was the nice thing about it too, and I always test for this whenever I do these mono to stereo conversions, because I've had people request them, for songs that they really like but have never been released in stereo. And I'm sure you do this with your mixes. You always test at the end to make sure it's compatible in mono. Right, and that's particularly, like I remember years ago when I, working in radio, we were always aware of that because, especially on AM radio, right? Because even in the glory days of AM stereo, it was the majority of listeners didn't have it, right?
Yeah.
And with FM radio, when you're in more fringe areas, almost all the radios will blend to mono.
Yeah.
And then with internet radio, it's people with smart speakers that are going to often hear it in miraculous mono.
Yeah, my first Apology None album, High Society, I really utilize stereo separation. So it's like a song like Capriccio. I remember I used to listen to Capriccio just one channel at a time. It was like listening to two separate songs. It was real fun to listen to like that. And there was a Scottish DJ who loved Apology None, but when he'd play it, I swear I would only hear one channel.
Bizarre.
And I don't know if it was just me or his entire show, but I told him I only hear one channel, like the left channel of. He's like, no, I can hear both. I don't know what it was, and I think after that, I wasn't as big about separation anymore. So the last 3 albums I made, I mean, there's still separation in them, but not like it was where it's 2 different songs. But now that I'm kind of realizing that, well, he's passed away, like he didn't even, so that's not even a factor anymore. I kind of miss having the stereos, all the different things.
As long as it's not like Beatles style where they're all the way in one side.
Oh no, I don't do that kind of thing.
Yeah. But in the old days of radio, didn't they would issue like a DJ version of the 45 that would have the same song on both sides, mono on one side and stereo on the other?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of 45s that are like that. I don't know if they were promo copies or they were retail, but that was definitely something that was happening at the time.
Yeah, probably for radio. That's because good old Phil Spector, he would actually.
Sorry, go ahead.
He'd mix his records so they would sound acceptable on a cheap transistor radio. So he would actually do the mix for the cheap transistor radio because he figured that was his audience.
And so did Brian Wilson. I guess it worked for him because he was, deaf in one ear.
I remember one station I worked at in Vancouver, CHRX. We were AM stereo 600. At that time, cable FM was fairly popular as well. People would hook up, the cable TV line to their stereo receiver, and then they could pick us up on 90.9 FM. So stereo was a big thing for us. But because we were AM radio, we were also very aware of the importance of having a good mono sound. So they had a very expensive little gizmo in the rack. It was called a Hayes Face Chaser. And I would sometimes, the way the engineer had things set up there, you would go out in the hall and you could see into the engineering room, like big, huge floor to ceiling high window and see all the gizmos in the rack, right? And I would watch this thing and it would show you how far it moved the phase to correct things. And we played almost all our music off CD, but because a lot of the CDs were poorly mastered, this thing still had to work hard to keep the phase correct on it. But the end result was a much brighter, clearer mono sound than we would have had without it. So it was a very cool gadget. The current processing I have, the Optimod PCN, it has a different approach of achieving the same objective. It eliminates all the phase part of the audio above a certain threshold you set it for, but it still has really good stereo imaging and it has excellent mono compatibility because of that. It also has the capability of doing something even the Hayes Face Chaser couldn't do. There have been recordings released, believe it or not, it's hard to imagine just how stoned these engineers must have been, where they had one channel out of phase with the other.
Nice.
And so if you played the record in mono without some kind of phase correction, you'd hear almost nothing.
Yeah.
Because you would just hear whatever was in the stereo difference part of it. But with the Optimod PCN, I can play that. I could play it on air and it would sound like normal stereo, which is like magic. But that would be the only thing, Timmy, I would recommend is if you can. I mean, I've got plugins that do that for me. It makes it really easy. But anytime I master anything in stereo, I listen to it in mono to make sure it doesn't sound weird. Because it's really easy to get phase cancellation effects and stuff, and then then you end up with
mud. What do you do if it sounds weird? Then what?
Well, I go back and check my mix and make adjustments where needed. Because it ultimately phase cancellation is the number one thing that will screw things up when you mix down from stereo to mono. If there's a problem with the tracks, right? But with modern nonlinear editing, multi-track audio, it's easy to slightly tweak the position of a track, right, in case it's causing phase cancellation with another track.
Saying. Yeah. Well, generally my lead vocals, I double track them. I'll have one, it's the same vocal, but I'll have one at on far left channel, and I'll have the same vocal at a far right, and I'll just phase them out just slightly. It gives them a little bit of space.
I'm not sure if that's a. I haven't tried that, so I can't say, but it does sound like a bit of an odd way to go about it. I think you're increasing chances of getting some weird effects if it's mixed down to mono like that, because it'll start to phase certain frequencies and they'll cancel out. You know what I mean? If there's a slight time difference between the two.
Well, I'll listen to them in mono and see.
Yeah, I remember discovering the whole phase thing is installing a stereo in the car and not getting the wires, the positive, negative speaker wires hooked up right. Because if you get the positive on the negative on the negative on one side and then the other side, then you get that out of phase.
Yeah, the end result of that is you're only going to hear the stereo difference part.
Yeah.
So with a lot of songs, you won't hear any vocals. The original, I remember there was a gizmo available called a Thompson Vocal Eliminator, and all it did was take a stereo recording and flip the phase on one channel. And in many cases, that was enough to create a sort of a pseudo karaoke track. But it, compared to the stems feature I have now in Logic Pro, where I can really eliminate the vocals without screwing the rest of the stereo mix, that old approach kind of sucks.
I remember when I did the 40 Karat Gold Countdown, I would record my vocals and I would record them in mono, just for the talking part, and it seemed to bring it out okay. And I
No, that's fine.
48 megahertz.
Well, what I do with when I'm doing production for promos or whatever, the vocals are recorded on a mono track, but it's actually I will often turn it into a stereo track just to add a little bit of stereo reverb, king of reverb, or other effects, just to give it a little bit of depth. But still, as far as getting the best clarity and intelligibility of the vocals, generally they're going to work best if they're dead center. So what you did with using a mono track for that was a good choice.
Well, yeah, because there's only one of you. If there was two of you, then you might want to have stereo.
I wonder if do you think it would be cause any trouble? I have the promo that I had Steve voice for the Magic of Motown, which I thought he did an amazing job. Will this trigger the algorithm on YouTube? Because the clips are pretty short.
Shouldn't. Is it?
Well, it's got the music bed behind it, which
for American Top 40 theme.
Yeah, for the Magic of Motown.
Oh,
the one I had you do the voice for, and then produce the promo for the guy who's on Sundays at 11 does the Motown show. So I'll play a little bit of it, and
I don't think it would hurt it.
I guess 5 or 10 seconds is not going to trigger the Al Gore rhythm.
Yeah.
That Al Gore guy, what a pain in the ass, eh?
Casey Kasem here. I love Motown music. One of my favorite radio shows is The Magic of Motown.
Now that really sounds like Casey.
I don't know. I don't think
Doesn't it?
does, but
He wasn't angry enough.
Yeah.
I also want to know what happened to the fucking pigeons I was supposed to see, damn it.
Where's that cheeseburger I was supposed to... On the floor!
Two.
The 2 thing is hilarious, yeah. This afternoon, or no, this morning at 2.
This morning at 2. 2.
And breaking news, Wink Martindale's passed away. He was 91.
Oh, bummer. It's one thing I wonder about is that's the only Casey blooper I've ever heard. There must be some others somewhere.
But well, they got the dog blooper and.
No, but that's all part of this one. Maybe that. Oh, so you're saying it's a compilation. The one.
It's a compilation. He wasn't just there swearing for 10 hours.
He did that shit for 30 years. Yeah, he should have a lot more bloopers than that.
Yeah. Snuggles. A dog named Snuggles.
Got a little dog named Snuggles.
It's so hard to make those transitions when you come out of an up-tempo fucking song into a dog dying. Or whatever it is.
I'm going to talk about a dog. Huh? Go ahead.
No, that's it. Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
No, you're the Casey Kasem guy. I remember watching a video on YouTube, and it was Casey Kasem himself. He was a guest on a morning show that had a bunch of presenters on it, and there was one guy there who was doing his Casey Kasem impression.
Oh, gee.
It wasn't bad, but it was nowhere near as good as yours, Steve.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it, but I don't know that it sounds like Casey to me.
Just
Well, it
saying,
sure
it's,
does
you
on
know,
that promo,
my
don't
little,
you
my
think?
little dog Fuckles.
It's about a little dog named Fuckles.
And he was most certainly, come on, I'm going to start
You got to
again.
do the heavy breathing.
Well, that's right. Casey always took deep breaths.
This is Casey Kasem, an American Top 40. Coming up next hour, I'm going to say my name again. So the countdown continues on an American Top.
Yeah, he wasn't worse than Steve Miller though.
Oh, yeah.
The
He's
Big
the
Airliner or
oh,
whatever the hell that song was. It's like
Big old jetter line. I mean,
it's like he was late for the session. He just came running into the studio and just started singing.
there's a lot of times that I would do, I would even cut out when I'm editing the breaths.
Well, some of it is due to what I would call poorly chosen mic processing, like a heavy compressor, a broadband
Yeah, that's what I
compressor
was
without
about to
any
say. Yeah.
without any gating or whatever is going to make things sound really breathy. Like I've got mic processing going on here. It's built into the Rodecaster Pro 2, and I don't think it's doing anything nasty, is it? I don't know. Well,
It's showing dirty pictures right now, but other than that, it's okay.
oh, okay.
That's Steve.
But I wanted to start integrating my Wolfman Jack into doing something because that's fun.
I have to be careful not to hit the wrong button, though, or something weird could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I haven't done some of those characters I created years ago. I haven't done it. I was thinking, I used to do a bit. I don't know if you other guys remember this. The 96th floor barn grill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done any of those in years. It was so. Yeah, that announcer I use, it's Ted Knight. When he was announcing the Super Friends, high above the city on the 96th floor bar and grill. I like that announcer on the Super Friends. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice. But I'd like to do another one again. I was doing one in the car the other day, that announcer, and I just started busting myself up. I go, at one end of the bar sat Calvin, a nice furry little beaver. I said beaver.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, Zan is stuck as a turd.
Oh, yeah.
Reminds me of that hilarious bit with Leslie Nielsen. I guess it was Airplane or whatever, where he goes, "Nice beaver,"
Oh, yeah. No, that was.
and then there's an
Naked
actual
Gun
beaver gets
2 or
pulled out.
3.
That was Naked Gun, yeah. With
Yeah, and
Priscilla
they're
Presley.
redoing Naked Gun now.
Oh, right, that's it. Yeah, that's bullshit.
With what's the guy's name? The guy Schindler's List.
They're playing Frank Drebin?
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Yeah.
No
for
way.
Really? That's nuts.
They
Why
need to
can't
let
Leslie well enough alone? Seriously, I mean,
Leslie Nielsen was the only one who could pull that off. The Police Squad Files and Naked Gun. Because
It really was. It was magic too, right? Because he was more known for dramatic roles
Oh, yeah.
before
Yeah.
Police Squad, but he
And,
turned out to be totally hilarious.
And almost every interview that Leslie Nielsen went to, he took this little fart machine with him, and he would use it while he on there's
yeah,
one
he
he's
did.
on. Yeah. He's
You know
on
who
all
else
these-
did that? Was Spencer Milligan.
Yeah.
Did he really? Oh, Spencer.
Yeah,
didn't.
I know you heard the story, but when we were in this room, and it was the hour that Spencer got there. You know what I'm talking about, Phil? He played Rick Marshall on Land of the
What was
Lost.
that? There was a thing. Sorry, I don't know about that. Sorry, go ahead.
There was a show called Land of the Lost in the 70s.
I remember that show, but I don't recall viewing it.
Okay, well, he played the dad, and he was always such a serious guy on the show and everything. So it was funny. He's like in his 80s, and when he got there, they asked me I was helping the cameraman out that weekend, and he asked if I could be a target and be in the chair so the people being interviewed could look at me. so they're not looking at the camera. So when Spencer got in, he's like, I don't know where I am. He had his little fart machine hidden. And it was so funny. And no one will ever see it because the guy that arranged that whole thing is the one that was responsible for the movies. And he's the one that arranged them meeting Spencer out in the woods. They made a whole documentary and he just doesn't release anything. So no one will ever see any of that stuff. But I'm glad I was there and got to. So I believe I have got the only thing on YouTube of Spencer Milligan.
Nice.
Behind the scenes. I think I have it, the only one where he's doing his line for my film. And he was funny because it was like, okay, your line is you pull up in a car and I just want you to say, come on, kids, let's go. And he's like, come on, you little shits, you know. And he's like, come on, kids, it's time to go to bed with daddy. And he's like, oh, wait, I didn't.
Oh, no.
He was a riot. He's so much funny. So much funny. Yeah.
Oh, those are classic Spencer Milligan bloopers then.
I'm glad I got it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You didn't just fart, did you?
And then
Hey,
he flew me
there's-
a couple. He flew me.
That was
year
a
ago.
pretty good bit of fart stuff there, Steve.
Yeah. That
Not
was
bad
good.
at all. I got lots of farts over here.
That's a pretty good trick, huh?
biting.
But can you do this?
He's biting that female.
Okay, enough of that.
Yes.
Oops.
Yes.
That's entertainment.
Yeah, that all came about because
pants falling down.
back in the days of the original Live 365, when they decided to have a special day to protest the upcoming sound extortion rates, which pretty much led to the demise of the original Live 365. So I came up that what they were encouraging people to do is just broadcast dead air all day, and I thought that's pretty shitty. I want to do something a little more fun than that. So I
did farts all day.
Yeah, it was the LG73 Day of Farts. It was nonstop, 24 hours of
When was
a
this
mix of all
broadcast?
farts. Oh,
When
jeez,
did
that would have
Live
been
do?
probably around 2005, maybe,
Oh, it was, what are they wanting to,
or 2006. Whenever they
was
brought
all-
in, new
that was,
things in
that was
the.
before I got into internet radio, so I don't know what the hell it was all about.
Captain needs your prayers because he's having his procedure tomorrow.
Oh,
Hey, Captain.
Captain, my Captain.
Aye, Captain. Aye, Captain.
Hey, Captain.
Captain Wapton.
What kind of surgery is it?
All the best, Captain.
He's getting his teeth cleaned and he's got a growth that's removed. That needs to be removed.
Stewart had that too, so there was a big lump right under his belly, and he went through just fine. Yeah. Yeah. So has he got a lump? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's got a lump and it's changing colors and stuff. So he's got
Oh,
to
nice.
take that off.
Yeah, none of
And
mine
that's
have been changing colors.
Yeah.
That's scary sounding.
Hopefully it'll be. How old is Captain? How old is he?
He's,
Hello,
He'll
Captain.
be 13 in August.
Oh, he's a good boy. Look at that pretty face.
Good boy.
Hello, Captain.
That's Lucy. This is Lucy.
Oh, that's
Captain
Lucy.
Lucy.
Oh,
Lucy.
Well, he's got.
She's
That's
got
Lucy,
sustaining
not
to do.
Captain.
She's got
Lucy's
some
about
sustaining to
100.
do.
She's a 100-pound dog. She'll be good.
It's the California incline
Yeah.
or the decline. I don't know if it's. Well, it depends on which direction.
I'll get you a little treat later, okay?
All
When I
right.
get my coffee. I'll get you your bedtime bone, okay?
Okay.
You want their bedtime bone?
Okay. Oh, I thought you were.
I'll go ahead and give it to them. I can't have anything.
It's another one of them.
Yeah.
What the f?
All right.
What the? What the F are you doing, Steve? What the f? Anyway, that one goes on for quite a while.
No,
Yeah.
really? Yeah. It already went on for quite a while.
Welcome to Babble Fart.
Babble Fart on YouTube.
I wish
Coming
I
up
could.
next on the Stefan Giroux Morning Show, YouTube's Got of the Weird.
I get tongue-tied sometimes, and I'll get segments screwed up.
Yeah, this day in YouTube history.
Yeah, this day. I'll forget. Okay, what segment is this I'm supposed to say? It's like, because there's things I'll do like news of the weird. I always say because I get them confused when I need to say go to whatever social media you frequent. Okay, what segment do I say that? And okay, that's this day in history. Or is that this day in YouTube? Yeah, fuck, I don't know. I'll just say it anytime.
Well, that was closer to the beginning of the show is to share the show on Hoo-Ha. We need to show it. You need to share the show on what the hell is that new one? I've already forgotten.
YouTube. No, Facebook.
New one, I said, not 20 years old, Steve. New one.
Oh.
The new one that all the nut jobs are on now. What the hell is it called?
Oh, you mean the one that tries to compete with X?
Yeah, what's it called now?
What's it called? I think
Truth Social.
Goodness, no, it's brand new. It's within the last year.
Is it
called
Libtardarama?
No, it's
I haven't heard of any new social media.
well, you wouldn't. But it's no, seriously, it's it's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, is that what it's called? Tip of my tongue?
No, but I'm going to see if I can find the name of it because I know exactly what you're talking about. And Tony, just like you, I can't remember what the damn thing is either.
Well, I don't know anything what you're talking about.
Let's see.
That's disgusting.
I need new sound bites. These are getting old. Anyway,
Remember lingerie?
yeah.
Oh, I think were you talking about Threads? That thing?
No, because that's Facebook. It's just
okay, so that's
a more
not it.
annoying version of Facebook.
Blue Sky. That must be the one.
Blue Ski.
Or well, it says spelled Blue Sky, but if it's pronounced Blue Ski, so
No,
be
it just looks. It's spelled Blue Ski, but it's pronounced Blue Sky.
But there's a new thing called Blue Sky, whatever. That's
I think it's Blues Guy.
Yeah, Blue Sky. It's it's the place that all the lefties
they launched
Left
it.
X went to.
They launched it, and like a week later, the servers all crashed and everything, and all of a sudden it was like they were busting half the people on there for child porn.
So Twitter is no longer Twitter; it's X, right?
X.
'Cause I haven't been on Twitter in like 5 years. I just don't
I
miss
just
it.
finally got a Twitter account for Apology None.
Is it still called Twitter or Quitter?
I mean, an X account.
X.
Yeah, people still call it Twitter. I mean,
And I was trying that Truth Social. Isn't that what Trump started?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
his
I
personal
tried to do the
thing.
pre-thing where you signed up before it launched, and I never got an invite or anything, so I never been on there.
And I was trying
do
Rumble
stuff.
too.
I don't do X. Facebook is the only one I do.
Yeah, Facebook. Well, that's just
I've
because
got
everybody I know.
Instagram for Apology None and stuff, but
Facebook is the only one, is because I keep in contact with everybody that way. Otherwise, I would have got rid of it.
yeah, me too. There's the only way I keep in touch with my folks, what few I have.
And oh, is this the? That's that video again, isn't it, Tony? He is a homosexual.
Hey, you want to get it? You want to learn how to put it in the hole in the very first try?
Come on up to my.
Oh, that's disgusting.
You've seen this video, haven't you, Phil?
What's that?
You've seen this video. It's about it's like a PSA in the 50s for homosexuals.
No, I've never
He is
seen
a
that.
homosexual.
It's called Boys Beware.
So then this little boy turns him in for coming on to him, and he gets freaking probation. Seriously?
Yeah, fortunately, he just got probation. You're never gonna. No boy is ever gonna tell on anybody now.
Yeah.
They're gonna think they're gonna get arrested.
Yeah. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
What was that thing about in the armed forces? What was it? Don't ask, don't tell, or something?
Yeah.
I thought it was no ass, no tail.
That was it. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
And nowadays, it's don't shut up.
No ass, no tail. Oh.
Hey, Fat Albert.
Oh yeah, weight challenged Albert. You got some of those bits, right?
Hey, Fat Albert. What are you doing with that military uniform?
Hey, it's weight challenged Albert.
Go ahead.
You're right,
something.
Tony. I need to like make a dedicated time to do these things without the. Last week when I tried to do Fat Albert, it was impossible because Putt and his wife were fighting or doing something.
Oh yeah, no, that was the Beatles when you were doing that.
Both they were doing a. I was about to. I was just about to give up.
I want to hear what happens with Fat Al. Military uniform. No ass, but tail.
Well, you gave away the punchline, but okay.
Well, you just said no ass, no tail.
Well, yeah, but I'd hoping you forgot about it now. You're Steve.
We have.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I forgot about what was I saying? Yeah, go ahead.
Timmy, remember, you're the youngest guy here.
That's right. We all have shitty memories.
Huh?
All right.
That
hey,
means-
Fat Albert, what are you doing with that military uniform?
No ass, no tail.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Now that you
Jordan,
mention
what are you
it,
doing with that military uniform?
I was starting a love interest in loving peace in peace, love peace in peace in love.
Well, what are you doing with the uniform?
I don't know, like son of a bitch.
Peace on you.
That's pretty impressive how you can change voices like that.
I think it's funny when you
And
screw
I'm not
up
using
and
anything
you-
digital for this.
no, that's just for real.
I think it's funny when you screw up and you say, "Joel, let me pull." That just cracks me up every time.
Yeah. Well, I've got to be in the thing to do that.
Ah, the thing.
I know
This
you do
guy's
that
in the
accidentally where you do the.
This guy here's in the thing.
What?
This guy.
What's he doing? I thought he was gay.
But no, they're trying to turn him that way. But no, see,
Oh.
he's actually reading the paper to the lady. I mean, I think he kind of digs her. And there come the cops. Yeah,
Was he in the gay guy now?
yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And I hear those trees are very popular.
Yeah, we got a couple of those in our front yard.
Really?
Just like those.
They're really
Yeah,
popular.
they're tall. They're nice.
In fact,
I
you
keep
could say
doing-
they were poplar trees.
Yeah.
They almost look like an Italian. What do they call them? Italian cedar or Italian pine or
Yeah.
what are they? They're like the skinny ones that are decorative that they like have in the Beverly Hillbillies house.
Yeah.
You know, with all.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, I am still here, but Vicky brought me dinner, so
She didn't bring me any.
I know.
Didn't bring me any either. There you go.
But
I
when
know.
Tony said poplar tree, I was thinking all I could think was the larch. The larch.
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed.
I won't play any more of it because I don't want to get triggered.
Wow.
The
You know, I got some
algorithm.
cheap DVDs of the Beverly
What
Hillbillies,
the?
and they were the full shows, but they didn't have the song. They had an instrumental version of it. So you
Oh,
basically,
yeah,
when you
that-
watch it, you had to like sing the song yourself.
Yeah,
Was it
licensing
all
stuff.
I think I've got the same set because that sounds very familiar, and it seems like all of them were Jethreen and her mom and stuff. They were like real old, like
Yeah,
it just seemed like Jethreen and her mom was like in all the episodes, like
yeah. Jeff Reen
a
was like
big
one of the
part
first
episodes.
drag performers on TV.
Do what?
Jeff Reen was like
Je-
one of the first drag performers on TV with it. Well, that and Milton Berle, but
Yeah,
Well, that's
Max
back when
Baer,
it was- it could
he
be
was ahead
funny.
of his
That's-
time.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it was funny back then.
I kind of liked Jethreen. That kind of makes me feel weird.
There's a what was I gonna say? Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Never mind.
see, I like those early Beverly Hillbillies because Mr. Drysdale has got that Beautiful 62 Imperial LeBaron.
But what did he get after? I thought that's the only I can remember him driving.
Well, he had Imperials throughout. I like the 62 because it had the little bomb sights on the tail.
You know, I got the impression in that show that Miss Jane had a thing for Jethro.
Well, yeah. I don't think she had a thing for anybody in real life, but she on her salary, working for Mr. Drysdale as a put upon secretary, she got a new car like every 6 months. Always a convertible.
Well, what happened is Drysdale probably leased those for her so he would have that flashy look at his bank.
Oh, that's right. That's true. The class up the joint or just here you drive the company car. Hey, Surly Barber. Yeah, Bill Cosby. Well, what the heck? What are you going to do? I always love it when they come up with the accusations 40 years down the road.
What, Miss Jane was a lesbian?
No, if you look at the chat there, our friend is Surly Barber talking about Bill Cosby.
I don't see it. Last one I saw in the chat was Fresh Phil.
Yeah, this one's there. It's time stamp.
Surly Barber, right?
Yep.
It says Bill Cosby created Fat Albert and effed him. Or F him. Is he referring to Cosby or Albert?
Probably Cosby.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't. Me and Steve.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
No, I'm just.
Well, I just pulled up the chat, and hey, there we are.
Yeah.
On
Wherever you
YouTube.
go, there you are. I think this guy's John Waters.
And I don't have a button on the chat that's. Oh yeah, I do. Get it off at top chat and on the live chat.
Bottom chat.
There we go.
That reminds me, on the morning show, I gotta stop saying I can't find my button, because when it's music playing, it sounds like I say I can't find my butt.
Yeah, you can't find your button with both hands.
What's this, Steve? What do you say in the new film, Steve? And now I'm gonna make my butthole disappear.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then Tracy disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Wait, you don't want to give the whole. You don't want to give the whole show away.
Oh yeah, I gave away the end of the show. That's how it ends.
Is that what it is?
Steve Rainey's butthole disappears.
So it says on there 4 watching now. And I'm one of those 4 because I've still got it going.
And I'm one of those 4 too. So
I have to pause it as soon as the show starts.
Ah.
So I think we have about the same size audience we get for our radio shows, right?
Yeah, right.
Anyhow, welcome aboard, Surly.
Stop calling me Shirley.
I can do a summer impression. I can do that.
Yeah, let's hear you do Terry Summer. I bet you can do it better.
Right.
I'm Terry Summer with Holiday Gun Groove.
That's pretty good.
Is that pretty good?
Terry Summer. Apology none. That's not electronic, that's real.
ApologyNone.com.
I have that Terry Summer hair.
All one word.
None.
HTTP. All one
Apology.
Oh yeah.
Open your browser. Open it up bigger.
See, that's my Terry Summer.
Ah.
Yeah.
No, Terry, that's not your hot dog.
That's called your dick, Terry.
Man, that's disgusting.
Steve, and Steve is the only one in the entire world who thinks, oh, it's magic. It's saying something else.
Oh yeah, it does sound like you're saying, "Whoa, ho, ho, it's my dick."
Only to you. Only to you. You were the only one who would think about that.
No, in the original song, they're going, oh, Ozempic.
Yeah, that'll
It
work.
sounds like my dick, you know.
Not only to you. Only to you. See, I'm not obsessed with like.
You said I'm obsessed
body
with dick.
parts. Yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen him. There's a UK comedian. His name's Peter Kay. He has a really funny bit about misheard lyrics.
Oh, wow.
Do a search for it in YouTube later and check it
What's
out.
his
It's
name?
worth it. Peter Kay, as in Kay, rather than just the letter.
Ah.
They're
Yeah,
called
search for
Monty
Peter K. misheard lyrics. You'll no doubt find it.
You left me standing there peeing my pants, all crying and pissing.
You know, every time I hear it, thanks to Timmy, I hear my echo. Every time I hear a brief feedback. Hotel California, I'm always saying, cool whip in my hair. I'm like, but then I forgot the regular words.
Cool wind in my hair.
I know.
And they stab it with their silly knives.
Silly knives.
I like the opening lyric.
Spent lip dust rising up through the air. Remember those commercials?
Mm-hmm.
No, but you remember Madonna's song La Isla Bonita, the opening lyric line?
Oh, yeah.
The opening lyric line sounds like, last night I dreamt of some bagels.
It was either that or lumbago.
One of the two, yeah.
It was like well, the worst one of the whole rock and roll era is, I'm not talking about moving in.
Yeah.
But he takes like 4 syllables and stretches them over 5. So it's moving
But
in.
to me, like he is saying, moving in.
Yes, but he's saying moving in, which makes it sound like I'm not talking about an idiot.
Who's
Ian?
Well, I was gonna get that guy on our show and ask him, but he never did respond.
Didn't he kick the butt? No.
No, the other guy did.
Remember Dan Seals?
Dan Seals kicked the bucket, but
Did he?
John Coley, I messaged John Coley and he never did respond.
He's probably
I guess
tired
he
of
did
telling the
respond
story.
to me. Who I texted the other day was Marta Kristen.
Oh, really? What'd she say?
She finally got back to me. I was just telling her the film's almost done and that, you know, I'll let her know when it's done and this and that and the other. And she says, oh, that's wonderful. The congratulations. And I was asking her, what do you want her character to be named? And she says, oh, you know, so she responded, you know, with the congratulations and how neat that is. And then she said, how about Trixie or Summer? And I said, well, there's already a Trixie in the film and the main guy is Terry Summer. And I said, how about Chrissy for Kristen? And she's like, I love it. But I also said, if you really want Trixie or Summer, we can still use it. I mean, it's not against the law to have 2 names that are the same. But she loved Chrissy, so that's what she's going to be. Yeah, I'm just glad she responded because I'm used to this, like the celebrities kind of not responding to me anymore and stuff.
Because I mean, just, you know, being on the same project, because Lost in Space was my show back when it was first run 1,000 years ago.
Well, her house burned down with that Palisades fire.
That was a weird one. I mean, stuff that had been there the Will Rogers estate and all that.
It's kind of like Lahaina where the houses burned and the trees didn't.
Will Rogers' estate burned down too?
Yeah, it was at Will Rogers State Park, and there was like a house that he had when he was there in the 20s.
Maybe they can 3D print it.
Well, that's the thing. There's probably enough pictures out there where they could sort of if they wanted to just recreate it, which
Not in California. You can't build anything new there.
Well, unless it looks like absolute hammered dog poo.
Yeah.
You know, they have like they have a architecture board and they have to approve all the new architecture. And if it looks any good at all, now it's got to look like crap.
But what they did with the Brady Bunch house was amazing, though. Out in California.
I thought that was going to burn down.
Well, it's right by the LA.
They were saying that there were fires now in Studio City. That's where the Brady Bunch house is.
Yeah, but it was on the other side of the LA River.
Yeah.
Because I think the view of the house in the TV show is like facing south. I kind of think because it's on a T intersection.
It was actually at a intersection street. That's how they were able to get the telephoto with the hills behind the house like that. I would have liked to have seen that. If we ever go to LA and we go on a tour thing, we got to go there.
Well, you know, just be like Neb and not tell me and just sort of wave out the airplane window as you go by.
With the
I can't do anything anyway. I got no damn car.
What gets me is it's amazing how the whole time they did the Brady Bunch, I never even realized there was a river behind their house.
Well, it's the canal, the LA River.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the LA Aqueduct.
Well, it was a real river, but then what happened in '38? It's huge rain and flooding, and so they basically dug the whole thing out and lined it with concrete.
Mm.
Was it a river or was it a creek?
Well, it was like one of those rivers. It's a river occasionally if it rains real hard.
Yeah. So now it drains probably better. So instead of getting
Probably. Although I tell you, after a long...
Here's the story
Uh-oh.
of a lovely lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play.
Okay, enough of that. But what gets me about LA is that, like, it doesn't rain for literally 8 or 9 months. And then the storm drain system just dumps out into the ocean. I wouldn't want to be where that storm drain dumps out on the first big rain of the year.
Oh, all the poo coming out of it?
Oh, everything. I'm sure there's dead bodies coming out of there.
Oh, gee.
Gross.
And there was a project where they were going to try to filter the rainwater out of the storm drain system and filter the crap out of it and at least use it for irrigation or whatever. I don't know what became of that. Because we supposedly live in a desert, but then they just let all the rainwater just dump into the ocean.
Jeez. But it's just amazing that I think it's an amazing job they did on recreating that house, the Brady house.
Well, I mean, the house was still there, but you're talking about making the inside match the outside, even though, the inside was a soundstage and the outside was real. And if the inside was 2 stories and the real house is only 1, how do you work that?
My theory is they dug out the main area and made it sunken to make that 2-story kind of thing work.
Yeah. And I think the real house
they didn't get in there as much as they wanted for it. They sold it. But...
Yeah. Oh, they did
sell it?
They sold a couple times in the last few years.
They sold it to a woman, and she is a big Brady Bunch fan. So hopefully I think it'd be great if they could make it a museum or bed and breakfast.
That's what I thought that they were going to do, make tours and stuff, unless it's not zoned for that kind of thing.
No screw zones. You can't do anything in California.
You can't do anything anywhere anymore.
I think the real house has like 3 bathrooms, and they, on TV they only had 1.
Yeah, and then no
with
toilet.
no toilet.
Well, I'm sure that there was a bath or a bathroom for the parents, and I'm sure that Alice probably had something.
Come to think of it, there was a bathroom right off of Carol and Mike's bedroom because you see them coming out of it once in a while.
I never watched it that closely.
Yeah.
And Alice's room was right off of the service porch.
Yeah.
So it's like if you see her bed, there's a big wall and there's brooms and all this stuff in there. It's like
I thought you were going to say there were mirrors on her ceiling.
No, he wasn't
Well,
going
in
to
most
say
cases,
that.
you don't even see the ceilings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's all lights and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think we only saw Alice's bedroom once, didn't we? On the TV show.
I think she had a restaurant too, didn't she? But that episode was like
the
twice as long as
her
her
bedroom was when the kids are running around like ghosts and scared her. And they showed her. That's about it. It's strange that they would make a set room just for one scene and never show it again.
Well, I think they might have just borrowed a set from one of the other rooms or something and decorated it.
Well, that's what they did on Star Trek. They had like a bridge set
and
the engineering set, and then there was one set that was just everything else.
Oh, yeah, they used the same cabin for like Kirk and Spock and everything else, and just dressed it up different.
Yeah.
They used the Brady, the kitchen and the living room area. They used it in like Mannix and all these other shows after the. It would have been funny if Star Trek or something, they go to a different bridge or something. It's that damn Brady set, and they just
yeah, they go to a different room. And
it's supposed to be part of the ship. They put a couple like silver bars on it or something, little flashing lights.
Well, Star Trek, remember Star Trek not once but twice went to Mayberry.
That's right, they do.
And Kirk and Spock are walking right by Floyd's barber shop.
And it says Floyd's barber shop, doesn't it? Yeah.
Wow, bizarre.
That's right.
Hey, Spock, how about a little behind the ears?
Oh, hey, Spock. oh, Captain Kirk. Yes. You take longer to talk than I do. Never mind.
Oh, Andy.
I'm not a Starfleet commander. Or T.J. Hooker. I don't live on Starship NCC-170 or own a phaser. I don't know anyone named Bones, Sulu, or Spock. And no, I've never had green alien sex. But I'm sure it'd be quite an evening. I speak English.
Anyway, a little bit of Shatner there.
Good old Shatner.
A bit of Shatner goes a long way.
A little bit of Shatner.
Well, that was doing the Twilight Zone where he's like shooting the gremlin on the plane. It's like, watch out, Shatner's got a gun.
Well, that would be a good parody of the Aerosmith song.
He's biting that female.
Yeah, there you go.
Shatner's got a gun.
No, I said that when we did the wrong channel when Steve was going to jump out of an airplane and he's on the wing, and I said, watch out, Shatner's got a gun.
That's the one where you were in the clown suit and your suit got caught on the wing when you tried to parachute?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what, yeah.
You still have that clip?
Oh, gosh, that's buried. So I don't know. I don't have that.
We had a lot of fun on that show. Remember when Tony was walking on the high wire from one building to the other, and just by coinky dink, Ernie from Sesame Street was going the other way?
Yeah.
That was the origin of that was Saber. It was the first time I did it. It was just I didn't even know I could do the voice.
Do you have that one, Steve?
No, I wish
well, no,
I
Steve
did.
was on the tightrope, and I did the.
Yeah, it was me on the tightrope. Yeah.
That's when you tried to do stunts, right?
Yeah. That was
Didn't I
fun.
jump off the roof and land in a glass of water? Or glass
Oh,
of
yeah.
You
Oh,
did,
yeah.
Tried in a glass of water.
It was a glass of Kool-Aid.
Yeah, those were the days. But although I do like it when you're stuck in the vent.
I was stuck in a lot of things.
Yeah.
File cabinet. I was stuck in the vent twice. I got stuck in the roll-up blinds.
Yeah, the old school, like, Bugs Bunny window shade.
I had the Terry gets stuck in a vent thing. That's like 5 minutes long.
Yeah. I got both of them on the Fun Hours because I play those wrong channel alerts on the Follow Jim Fun Hours.
I can fast forward and just play a short clip.
Sure.
Go for it.
So you know what happened is you were a lot smaller when you put it in there.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, the money's here, but I'm looking up. I see something.
What do you see?
It's a possum.
Huh?
There's a possum up there.
Where? Let me see.
Hold on. Let me think a little bit further.
You don't want to get up there, Tony. You'll never get out of there.
It's like more than a big rat. I don't see it anymore. Okay, well, wait a second. It's kind of narrowed up over here. I can't squeeze back.
God.
Nice beaver.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you said possum. I'm sorry. Okay.
Possum. Yeah, one of those Irish possum.
Yeah. That spoiled it, though. He ended up in a room full of tubas, I think.
Tuba
It's
room.
not a tuba.
Yeah, it's not a tuba.
And then we did one where it was a stunt. People were calling in, writing in for their stunts for us to do, and they had me with a balloon, blow up a balloon inside the vent. Remember?
Oh, blue.
Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember that. That was
They were fun. Last one we did was in 2021, Halloween.
Is that the last one, wrong channel we did?
Yeah, Putt was with us. It was like the Halloween episodes. We never could get one right.
Yeah, I know we had
We
a
had good
hard
Christmas
time.
episodes. We just never could get.
And we had an excellent 4th of July episode, too. That's why Putt blew up Dell's truck. He's a home RV, whatever. But the Christmas ones always came out
Didn't we
good.
go back there and got rained out?
I think we did revisit that area, I think. That was a long time ago.
Remember we did a field trip to the beach, and we sat out, got everything out, and set up the umbrellas and everything, and we were just starting to. I'm like, wait a second, we already did a beach episode. Remember we were shooting bottle rockets at Allie and Dell, and you're like, that's right. And I was like, well, let's go home.
That wasn't at a beach though.
Yeah, it was.
The 4th of July show?
I'm not talking about the 4th of July.
Oh, that's when we destroyed Dell's RV, though.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when we went to the beach and Dell and Allie were out on a pedal boat out in the ocean, and we started shooting bottle rockets at.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. Didn't we do a Halloween one at an abandoned
airport?
Thought so.
Yeah, that's when Huda got his dick stuck in the car door.
Slid my dick in the car door. Oh.
That was one. That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah. Oh, I saw an episode of Match Game the other day where Charles laughed like hoodoo. I'm going, yes. Oh, how's that for on top of her? Oh.
I'm looking forward to showing the movie, the finished film.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. I don't think we can get mad for clapping.
Or getting the clap.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of content creators that already have that.
Yeah.
What was it? There's a song called "The Clap." What was? Oh no, it was that was Russell Brand.
Stereo applause.
Yeah, but that's too big of a crowd for me. I'm doing that like it's a small studio group. That's why I do that.
Now, people do reaction videos. How do they do reaction videos and not get nabbed for that stuff?
Oh, reaction? Yeah, that's right. They do that. Those reaction videos are so messed up. It's like, then I'm going to react to watching somebody sing Mary Had a Little Lamb. You're sitting here the whole time. And that's my reaction.
You're talking about the things where you got somebody is watching there in the little corner of the screen while the video plays, and you can see their reactions. Those are crazy.
Sometimes they're fun. I like to watch kind of newbies who aren't familiar, like see Buddy Rich for the first time. And see like this old man that old man, and all of a sudden he's doing this stuff. And it's like, oh my God. Hi, Wendy Lou.
Oh, wait, Wendy, there you go.
Hello, Wendy.
Finally have an audience. So Wendy, Claudine wants to do a watch party. So I'm hoping to have this thing done by Thursday. If that makes any sense. It's been how many? 4 years, and I'm like 2 days away from hopefully getting it done. Oh my gosh.
It's been 4 years. 4?
As opposed to 2.
4.
No, I look at these scenes that I keep going back to fix scenes that I did, and it's like childhood memories. You know, it's been that long ago. I was smaller than, I was like this big when I
You were
started.
like 12. You were like 12 when you started on this one, weren't you?
12. My voice and shit, because I was. Yeah, Wendy said she was telling me about that. Well, I hope so. I can ride my Sur-Ron, my little electric motocross bike, to Claudine's. She just lives on the other side of the neighborhood. It gives me a chance to ride it.
Don't worry.
I used to ride it everywhere. I rode it to the mailbox. When I broke my arm on it, or my shoulder, I quit. It took the fun out of it. I mean, I wasn't afraid of it really anymore. It just took the fun out. You know what I mean? Just,
You broke your shoulder?
Hi, I'm David from High
shoulder. I had to
Energy
have 5
FM,
months of-
and you're listening to a Big Bob's and Memory Lane show.
I had to have 5 months of PT because
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't do all.
my shoulder
I just
still.
kinda-
Sometimes I stretch it out. It'll never be the same.
Yeah, I don't think mine's going to be this. I can, at least I can move the damn thing. Now, there was a time when I had to like lift my one arm up with the other, but it seems like there's a little crunching. But the thing is, the other shoulder's crunchy too, and it's never been injured. Just getting old.
I put my ride cymbal high on my drum set, so it makes me have to put my arm up, and it's good for my shoulder.
Yeah.
To stretch it. Lenny said you were talking about reaction videos. I've heard that they have to be careful about the editing or they get copyright strikes. Okay.
Wait, what? On what?
Reaction videos.
Oh.
Like they have to edit them a certain way.
Really?
I don't know. Do you suppose they have to pitch it up I don't know how they. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that.
Yes, it feels.
Oops. Sorry, wrong button.
I got you. Oh, jeez.
There's Big Arm Man.
I got you.
What the?
So that's Ralph, and I guess that's Potsy, and then some
Ralph,
leprechaun
Fonzie,
midget.
Richie, and Big Arm Guy.
Yeah, Big Arm Guy. They never ID'd that guy, but they put that picture on Facebook, all distorted like that. Listen, that's what the guy really looks like, which I doubt. And nobody even comments on it. It's like, what is up with this picture?
He took it with a GoPro.
I think they took it with a goat.
A goat.
Yeah, that guy from Family.
Doc G rocks.
Doc G and Big Bob's Golden Memory Show.
Yeah, but none of those carry the damn show anymore.
Yeah, that sucks.
Now, the other station that was supposed to, I gave them the, I didn't mean to take what the hell are you doing?
Well, it's getting dark over in the Beast Coast. So.
I put my hand on the camera lens, and then the camera didn't know what to do with the lighting.
Yeah, rarely does.
See?
I could beam in now.
Yeah.
Oh, I beam in a monkey down here. No, but it was Chaz. Remember Chaz? DJ Chaz. There's a new station he's got. It's supposed to be. I gave him the URL for the show and haven't heard anything since. I gave
Chaz?
Yeah, DJ Chaz.
With a C, not SH, but CH.
No. He was on Raw Talk Online.
That's right. That was the
Is that same guy
that was the
as
Chaz guy.
Energy Dave?
RawTalkOnline.com.
Yeah, that guy.
Talk.
But he's not Raw Talk anymore. He's got another station now. So I don't know what happened. What the hell?
I remember those guys who were carrying wrong channel for a long time. It was
Demented Radio.
Yeah, that's it.
Hi, I'm David from High Energy FM, and you're listening to Big Bob's Memory Lane Show.
Even after we stopped doing the show, they were still carrying it.
Yeah, just played the same episode every week.
Yeah, did they?
High Energy Dave.
Good old High Energy Dave.
Wendy says, yes, if the music is in a movie or show that they have to edit them out. I used to watch a couple of different reactions.
But we had a problem here just with video, just because I had Santa Claus Coming to Town on the background.
You had that, and they strike.
They gave us a legitimate copyright strike.
Yeah, but you didn't have any sound to it.
They still
Just on the video, right?
Yeah.
Bizarre. That shows that Al Gore rhythm is pretty smart.
And it never goes away. You would think like they would have a statute of limitations eventually. They don't. It's like it's been like 2 years. I think that warning is still there.
Well, how come we don't have a strike against my bridge here?
Because it's not a. I don't think using the
they don't
photos
care about that.
counts.
They're interested in music and video.
Star Trek.
And remember we had Ken Wall on the show, and there was one because his show. Wise Guy. They would do story arcs. There'd be like 6 or 8 episodes in one story, and then they'd move on to something else. And one of them was about the music industry, and it had Deborah Harry, and what do I want to say? It was Isaac Hayes in the beginning of it, I think so. Yeah, and Tim Curry. Tim Curry was like the guest villain. It was really cool, but they used real music in it, so therefore you can't find it. And I did find it on YouTube, and what they did was they just put a frame around the image, like it was in a movie theater or something. And so the actual show was not, it didn't, wasn't full frame. It was, and then it had the shit around it. And that stayed up on YouTube for a while. So I was able to watch that arc for the first time.
So it defeated their little bot or whatever. But
I did that with a few episodes of Lost in Space. You can see them on YouTube like that, and like you're watching it, and they speed it up just a hair. I'm like, what the fuck's the sense?
Yeah.
I got the entire series of Lost in Space. I was trying to watch the whole thing, so when we had Marta on our show,
I would love
come
to
out
watch.
as a dumbass. I would at least know kind of what the show's about. But
The oldest 40
and she
number.
kind of quit. Yeah, she quit responding to my text, so I just kind of quit watching it.
Because I
So
remember watching it first run, but I guess the seasons that I remember seeing, they were all stuck on one planet.
Yeah, the first season they were, yeah.
Yeah, it got old after a while. It's like I thought they were lost in space, not lost in Utah.
Yeah.
Because that's just might as well call it Lost in Utah. But then the second season, when it became color, then it started there in space again. I'm like, oh, okay, I can. But then
There's a video on YouTube where they recreated filming the Jupiter 2 coming into the planet, crashing. That was done out same place where Kirk had a fight with that funny-looking Gorn in his zipper.
Well, yeah,
suit.
that's Vasquez Rocks, and that's in every old movie that's has any kind of outdoor scene. And so when I see like cowboys riding by, I always say, "Watch out for the Gorn."
Yeah.
let me see if I can find my Gorn picture.
Yes.
But they recreated that whole thing. They had the Jupiter 2 on strings, and you can't see the strings, and they had to carry all that equipment back in the 60s when they did that out to that area. There was no roads, I guess, back then.
Yeah, we didn't have roads in the 60s.
Where we're
just
going,
had
we don't need no roads.
Yeah, right.
But I do remember, and I don't know if it
have
was
it.
the same in the Midwest for you guys or up in Canada, but where I was, and this was Northern California, a fairly upscale area, out in the country, you would not see any kind of road sign that did not have at least one bullet hole in it.
Oh, gee.
See if you can see it on my phone, or if it disappears like all your stuff does.
Yeah, you just got to hold it like right under your face so that the facial rec kind of doesn't.
Yeah, kind of like.
Oh, don't tell me I don't have it here either. Gosh, damn it.
Yeah.
That's our video feed, right?
I was just looking at it. Or what is
It doesn't show.
Huh?
Huh? I was showing about a video I was showing.
No, don't show us on this because we'll get a copyright strike from.
Well, don't show us on
it.
Yeah, showing our own.
That's my impersonation of a basketball, isn't it?
It sounded pretty good. It made me want to take cover.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that, that what I'm talking about. You dig?
Oh, look at that. Now you see, there you go.
Now we can see what's on your screen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there it is, but I don't see it. It's like Tony said. Oh, there he is. I found it. Let me try to download it.
Lower the brightness a bit. It might look better.
Okay, so let me try this again.
Got Wendy Lou at the bottom of the chat.
Yay, Wendy.
There we go. So that is me, and that guy. He was just an old man, and he came up and he wanted me to get a picture of him and his autograph of Kathy Coleman. So that's me and him. And then afterwards, Steve's like, "That was the Gorn on Star Trek. He's the one that wore the Gorn suit."
Oh,
I talked to him for quite a while.
And then I'm like, I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me? And he's like, well, his name's right over his booth and his picture. And I'm like, I didn't see it. I can't see anything in this thing.
You know, before he did the Gorn, he would do stunts for Westerns. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
So he was.
I'm just picturing Timmy trying to use a computer wearing that suit. And then every time you get on a website, it's like, I'm not a robot. You just have to look at him.
I'm not a robot.
I did the show as the robot. I did this show as the robot once, and then I tried to do it again on a Halloween one, like a year or two ago, and I couldn't. I couldn't get the my sound speaker to work right, and we were running out of time. I'm like, screw it, you know. But I would like to try. Excuse me. Would like to try it again.
I'd like to do. I'd like to do the Vulcan again for Halloween.
A vulgar Halloween costume. You, Steve?
Vulcan.
Are you out of your Vulcan mind?
Steve.
Sounds like a Cylon.
Did he ever say that you're out of your Vulcan mind?
Yeah, McCoy did.
Really?
Are you out of your Vulcan mind? Yeah.
I always thought
Star Trek
that was a
5, the
joke.
funny one?
I have to watch that episode.
No,
Was it on the TV or in one of the movies?
Actually, I think it was the movie, the 2009 movie. McCoy said that to Spock. Are you out of your Vulcan mind?
He was dead in 2009. Oh, you're talking about
no. You mean the new crew?
The new 2009.
Yeah, that's,
Jar Jar
that's exactly
Abrams,
where that line's from.
But I don't know if DeForest Kelly ever said, "Are you out of your Vulcan mind?"
That's you say Bones, I think D. Kelly. I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
Whoever.
But
that cast in those movies was they were pretty darn good.
Yeah, they were pretty spot on. Yeah.
And good job on the casting directors too, because they had the right look.
Yeah, Chris Pine actually did a good Kirk. He wasn't trying to do the space between words, but he said in an interview he tried to integrate just a hair of it in there just for William Shatner.
Well, and Shatner said he when that happened, he was trying to remember the next line.
Oh, well, he also said
in Shatner's defense, he wasn't always saying every word like it was its own sentence.
Well, Putt was my director in Star Trek, so he was my coach, should I say, about how to get Kirk just right. I thought worked out pretty good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you did a great job on that one.
I'm still upset we didn't think of that line before you were done with that. When I said we would beat those, even if they get out and push. Then you would say,
push a
"Can't
starship. You're so stupid."
That would have been perfect Kirk to say. You can't push it.
What was it? What was the other one? One of these days to pow.
Oh yeah, one of these days.
And we were just gonna go. Oh.
My favorite Vulcan woman was T'Pring, because that's when you're trying to get one of the snap rings off and you're working on something and it goes T'Pring.
Yeah, T'Pring. Yeah.
T'Pring. I think if Star Trek had done better, had more views, I'd have considered doing a sequel. But
Star Trek 2 or Star Trek 2.
It's just so right the way it is.
I know, but just Star Trek 2, even if it had been a short, it would have been kind of funny.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll be back.
In the middle of the earth, in the land of Shire, lives a brave little hobbit.
Okay, that's enough of that. Don't want to get a copyright violation, but that was...
Bitter, well, that was the other one. My favorite Nimoy song is Bitter, it's called Maiden Wine, but the line everybody remembers is Bitter Dregs, because he sang that on an episode of the original series, and he actually wrote the song that he sang. Because when he was with the Greek gods or whatever the heck, and they were making him do stuff.
Oh, he sang one of his...
That was his song, yeah. That was...
the one I played a little bit of was Ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
Right, Dildo Baggins. Yeah, I remember that one.
Dildo Baggins, yeah. But I remember his, the one I like was Highly Illogical.
Yeah, I've got that one here too.
Yeah,
you can't find a parking space. Yeah, okay, Spock.
I got both of those too.
See, there's Florida, man.
From far beyond the galaxies, I've journeyed to this place.
Okay. I'm cutting them short to avoid any.
Yeah, you gotta
problems with Al Gore and his
learned
rhythm.
something. I learned something new today, because Roy Rogers they had a Roy Rogers museum that was in, I think, Branson, Missouri, like everything. And a couple of years ago, they went out of business, and I never knew what happened to the displays and stuff, because he actually had his horse Trigger stuffed and all that. And apparently now Roy Rogers' trigger and the stuffed dog are both on display at the John Wayne and American Experience Museum at historic Fort Worth Stockyards, Texas.
Wow.
I never knew that because I knew the Roy Rogers Museum had gone under, but I didn't know what happened to the displays.
That would have been interesting to see the Roy Rogers Museum. Somewhere I heard that, that can't be right. Somewhere I heard that there was someone preserved a horse.
Yeah, this is horse Trigger, which Roy Rogers' horse Trigger was Maid Marian's horse in Robin Hood.
Okay.
And
did they taxidermy that horse? Because I thought I saw it. I thought so. It's on display somewhere.
Because the horse was, I think, first appeared in Robin Hood, and Roy Rogers was looking around for a horse. So he's it's Hollywood, so you got a horse. He went to his horse guy and said, "I'm looking for a horse," and then found that horse. It was a horse rental place, and he liked it so much he bought the horse.
What about the Lone Ranger Silver? Did they do the same with Silver?
Oh, Silver. I don't know. Because there was a story that went around because after they skinned, Trigger and stuffed, that all the insides went to a dog food factory.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Well, if I'd want to have a rental horse, it's a keeper because, people don't they back them into things and they ride them hard and put them up wet.
Yeah.
It was a little horse named Snuggles.
Of course, I always love those Roy Rogers movies and stuff because he'll be riding his horse, bump, and he'd start singing a song with full orchestral accompaniment and background singers and everything, and you're looking around, it's like, where the hell are they?
Yeah.
And then Roy Rogers would like to
be a horse. It'd be really hard to shave.
That's true. But,
horse
because Roy Rogers did a lot of movies where it was like a Western, except it's contemporary. So he's got his horse, but he's also got a Jeep. But it's still a Western. They still wear cowboy hats, but they've got Jeeps. So it's not the Wild West, it's the Mild West or something. I don't know.
Speaking of a horse.
Of course.
Tonight, on a very special episode of Mr. Ed.
A horse is a horse, of course, of course.
Oh, Wilbur, it's just a broken leg. It'll heal,
Hello.
I promise.
I'm Mr. Ed. Never heard of a talking horse?
Never. Brilliant garbage.
Oh, you
ruined
it before the punchline.
Yeah.
Oh. My bad.
Tonight, a very special episode of Mr. Ed.
A horse is a horse, of course, of course.
Oh, Wilbur, it's just a broken leg. It'll heal, I promise.
You never heard of a talking horse? Well, listen to this.
That's enough. Okay.
We still got that's brilliant garbage. We're about to start that up again, hopefully.
Well, since we managed to fish Neb out of the well he was stuck in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, hopefully in 2 days this thing will be done. I hope. And then be free to do other stuff and live.
Isn't that from The Wizard of Oz?
I want to live again.
I hope.
Clarence, I want to live again.
That wasn't me.
No, that was me.
See, I just do the visual crap. I don't bother with the sounds.
Oops, sorry.
No, that was me. I did it the second time.
See, I don't want to use a soundboard because I don't want to wear headphones.
Oh, is it getting noisy in there? Oh, okay.
No. What I mean is that you have to use headphones when you're using your soundboard. Otherwise, you'd pick up. We'd all feed back through it.
Yes, it would be feedback, back.
But since I don't do that, I don't use a soundboard.
When you said Willie Nelson's guitar is named Trigger, did you just see him recently? I saw you had a picture up on the Face album, but
I'll be right back.
About
Willie Nelson.
Didn't have anything about Willie Nelson.
Oh, Wendy had on her Facebook that
Oh, Wendy.
pictures of Willie Nelson. I wonder if she saw his.
Wendy. I thought you were talking about me. I thought, who's that?
Looks like Aunt B.
That's a very famous episode of The Lone Ranger where Aunt B beats the crap out of Tonto.
No, so she saw him past Saturday. I heard that and realized she was kind of a difficult person.
Very.
That wasn't like a crossover episode. She was somebody else other than Aunt B, right?
Yeah, well, this is 50s. This is like early. This is like 10 years before Andy Griffith.
Before Andy Griffith. She was like only in her 70s there.
Well, she's like, I think she's 29.
She does look quite a bit younger there, but she looks like somebody who's young but old.
Well, it's like Angela Lansbury. When you see her in a couple of movies, like the movie Gaslight, I think she's in, where she's really cute. But oh my God, early in her career, she started playing everybody's mother. Because she was in Manchurian Candidate from like 61 or 62, whenever it was. And she played the mother of a guy who was like 7 years younger than she was. She just kind of settled into those matronly roles very early.
That's better.
So she was typecast.
Well, the thing is, if you get a paycheck, then typecast the crap out of me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, money talks, bullshit walks.
Exactly.
I got you.
Well, since we got a lull in the action, remember this one?
Hey, this is Steve Jarrett from Q-Star Radio, and I've got this special little place I like to go to for all the classic oldies.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to memory lane, where music won't die.
I think that's still the best one.
Yeah.
Definitely nothing to get hung about. You're listening to Big Bob's Memory Lane Show.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's why I always run that anytime I've ever guest hosted for Bob.
So when you guest host Bob, do you say, "Remember this song from 1952"?
No, with Phil, it's more like, remember this song from 1998.
Yeah, I don't try to be Bob. I just do my own thing, and he seems to be okay with that.
Yeah, Frances Bavier was born in December of 1902. So she was exactly 60 years older than Steve. And she was born in New York City.
I don't know anyone was born there.
Yes, I guess she was already like 53 doing this show, the Lone Ranger.
Damn. 53?
Yeah, born 1902. And this episode was from 1955. There's Tonto.
Yeah, I'm older than she was there.
Ain't that the weird thing? I mean, that's always the strange, because you look at these, like All in the Family, first year All in the Family, I think Bud or whatever the hell his name was, Archie was only like in his mid-40s.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
Oh, we were watching Frances Bavier in another movie last Saturday. It was I think it was called The Man in the Attic. And it was a Jack the Ripper ripoff, because they never called him Jack the Ripper. They just called him the Ripper. It was Jack Palance played the Ripper. And Frances Bavier was an English gal who had a house with her husband, and they rented the room to the Ripper. because he wanted a ripping room. They said, "Oh, you can rip up there." But it's funny to see Aunt B do it, attempting an English accent. Ah, there we go. Apology none. Dodge A108.
Yeah, I made that in school. I've got a kit. It's a piece of paper you just cut out and put it together.
Oh yeah.
Kind of forgot I had that. It's a nice little promotional thing they have.
Sure is.
I was actually trying to find my Terry Summer figure that I 3D printed, and I can't find them. I can only find the Tracy Trell one. Oh, that's crazy. I thought I had them. And I've got a little miniature gator head. I made that first before I made the cosplay gator head because I wanted to see how it was going to work, if it was possible. See, it's a good idea. You make a little one just to see if it's printable.
Right. Yeah, you wouldn't want it to be unprintable.
I don't want it. There's so many things that are unprintable.
Yeah.
Where's Steve?
He is.
We need Steve.
How's it been going, Laura? What's new with you?
And here's a piece of
good like PBS Kids show. What's new with you?
Yeah, there you go. And an interesting piece of trivia: the Green Hornet was the Lone Ranger's grandnephew.
What about the Brown Hornet?
That was made by AMC, and it rusted out.
It was on Fat Albert.
Ah.
When they were in their junkyard clubhouse, they would stop everything to watch an episode of the Brown Hornet, and it was a superhero that Cosby did the voice for it. And he talked like this, and he had a little cat named Stinger.
Because both the Green Hornet and the Lone Ranger both began on the radio, and they're both written by the same guy. So.
Didn't they make a Green Hornet movie in the last 10 or 20 years?
They did, but it was one of those, I want to say Seth Rogen, but probably some other goofball the same thing.
I think this is Seth Rogen or one of those that's doing the new Naked Gun movie.
Probably.
With the Liam Neeson one. I'm not going to watch it.
I'm not going to try it.
I was gonna watch the King of Kings, the animated one. About Jesus and stuff until I found out like a day or two ago that it stars Mark Hamill. It's like,
wait a minute,
so
Mark
Hamill's a Christian
playing
movie about Jesus, and you're gonna hire Satan to do a voice?
Oh, the voice. Okay, because I'm thinking he's a little short and a little beat up.
No, it's a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna watch it now.
Yeah, well.
Save me a trip. Because those are the only movies I'd watch were like those kind of independent,
right,
non-Hollywood movies. But I'm not. If they're gonna do that, then screw it.
I guess I'm eventually gonna have to watch that Tom Cruise in the Old Gun. I mean, the Top Gun, just because of Val Kilmer he was sort of a CGI cameo because they have him in there like looking young or something.
Well, they jinxed him by killing off his character, too.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert. But
Steve does spoiler alert after he spoils it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, spoiler alert.
Laura, I'm hoping to have the film done by Thursday. That's my so I can have a celebratory drink a Friday. I can celebrate if I get the film on it's so hopefully I can get it done. It'll be the end of my Lent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been getting some Lent on my clothes a lot lately too.
This is The Morning Show with world famous Steve Jarrett. That's Jarrot and an extra T on the end. Just think of a jar with some rot in it, some tea, and then pour some more tea.
Well, see,
I'll never remember it.
See, that's one too many T's. Then you got rot, which has its own T included.
Yeah.
And then you have an extra. It's not 3 T's. It's just 2.
Yeah.
Cool. I can't wait to see it. Oh, cool. I'm glad somebody can't wait to see it.
Yay. Well, we all can't
I
wait to
think
see
Wendy said
it.
that too. So Wendy can't wait to see it.
Oh, okay.
Although I'll be doing, I guess Wendy might be going to. We're doing a. What do you call it? A watch party.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a couple of watch parties around town.
I'll be right back.
That'd be fun.
I hope so.
Is it? You still doing it at the theater?
Yeah, I think so. Jill told me to let her know when it's finished. So
I wish I could make it, but when are you going to be doing that?
Depends when Jill got an opening. I don't know. I'm assuming within a week or two of, a week or two from now, maybe 3. I don't know. I'll let you know when I find out anything.
Wish I can get up there.
You got a car?
It needs work too.
Huh?
It needs work too. I don't even take it out of town for Uber trips, for very long trips.
Uber Steve.
Hi, I'm David from High Energy FM, and you're listening to Shout.
Oops. Oh, shit.
All right, what's the real reason you won't leave town with the car?
The car? Ooh, that's too much
What's
reason.
the matter with the car?
I need, what was it? The transmission needs to be drained and redone. Something with the transmission. I don't know what they said.
I thought that's how you kill a transmission is by changing the fluid. That's supposed
I don't
to
know. I went to Jiffy Lube last week to get the oil change, and they were saying that should be done every 60,000 miles. I'm like, that's the first time I've heard of it.
I don't know. I've heard of people that they change the oil in their transmission fluid, and then the transmission falls out because you're not supposed to.
Well, I'm going to double check on it first,
Yeah, I don't think I would consider a place like Jiffy Lube to be the pinnacle of auto mechanics.
I'm taking it to our
You
regular
just want your
mechanic.
money. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't just do that, Steve. You look into that because I've heard a lot of horror stories about people getting their transmission fluid changed. It's like, just probably don't need it.
That's what I was wondering.
They're just trying to sell you stuff. That's why you won't leave town, because the guy you lube with told you to change out your lube.
That, and it also needs fuel injector cleaning and all that stuff. I mean, it's really
Get that at
sucking up.
Walmart, fuel injector cleaner.
It's sucking up gas like crazy. There's something going
Put
on.
in some Lucas fuel treatment in your gas tank.
I tried that too.
Well, then it might be an O2 sensor. Do you have an engine light on?
Oh yeah, I got 3 of them on. Been on
But
for
that's
3 years.
all you gotta do is take it to get the O2 sensors.
No, this is from the. It needs bearings in the back.
Oh my gosh! What do you got, like Sanford and Sons car or something like that? What the heck, man?
You seen the car? You seen the car?
Well, if it was white, then every one of my friends has a little white car, and they all just kind of run together.
It's the one you got in. It's the one you got in that morning and thought it was like a pool hall in there.
Oh, that was horrible. Oh,
Well, like I
we
said,
were in Pensacola, and I went and sat in the back seat of his car because we were going to go have breakfast, and oh my gosh, it was like being in the lobby of a cat house that smoked. It was so bad I shit myself, and Steve didn't even know because the smoke was so thick.
Actually, because I didn't know we were going anywhere. Otherwise, I wouldn't have.
That was awful. Then we went to that place that wasn't very good, the Cracked
Oh,
Egg.
yeah.
That was disappointing. It's one of those places that charges you for a coffee or orange juice refill. And
Oh, yeah, they did,
And the
yeah.
food sucks. It's like IHOP. I'll never go to an IHOP again. I had biscuits and gravy at IHOP, and I'm like, I could just have the Pillsbury biscuits in my little Pioneer powdered gravy, and it would have tasted 10 times as good as this slop.
Had for dinner a while ago was biscuits and gravy.
Oh, I love biscuits and gravy.
Vicky makes some awesome biscuits and gravy.
I bet she doesn't.
Yeah, she sucks.
Well, come out here and prove it then.
Hey, I got a little tiny bit of music for you, Steve.
Piece of card. I got a piece of card.
Anyway, a little bit of.
Huh?
Oh, Laura
Did you hear
likes
that,
the
or did
one.
it not come through?
Oh,
Was
yeah.
Adam Sandler?
Laura likes the
Oh.
one that you do, Phil, with the Stefan Giroux.
Oh yeah.
The morning. Which one is that? Oh, you mean the promo?
Yeah,
I
the
could run
porno.
that.
I'm Count Macula. When I get up in the
That
morning,
one?
Yeah, but do you have the updated one though, Steve? I've got it here.
Oh wait.
Hang on, let me find it.
this is the morning show with world
No, not
famous
that.
Steve Jarrett.
What that was?
No, this thing right here.
I'm Count Macula with a special demonstration. Here's a jar. Now I'm dumping some rot in it. Now I'm pouring some tea on it. This is now a jar with some rot with some extra tea on the end. J-A-R-R-O-T and T. J-A-R-R-O-T-T. That spells Stefan Giroux.
I'm Artifacts.
No, the
The
funny one
Steve
was
Jarrett
the-
Morning Show is back, baby.
The funny one
Weekdays,
was the one
7
where
to 10
you-
a.m. Pacific.
What?
The funny one was where your Count Macula said Stefan, and then you interrupted. That's not how it is, you stupid idiot.
Oh, that one.
I think that's the one she liked. Of course, I'm not. Who am I talking? I don't know.
Oh, I wonder where that one is.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Steve, Tony, Phil, help! I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I must not have it loaded.
The Steve Jarrett Morning Show may contain coarse language, suggestive scenes, nudity, or stupidity. Listener discretion is advised. I'm Count Macula. When I get up in the morning, I like to listen to the Stephen Jarrett Morning Show. It's the best thing on the air.
Hey, Count Jackassula. The guy's name is Steve Jarrett. That's a jar with some rot and some tea at the end. Steve Jarrett, not Stephen Jarrett. Get it right, you doofus.
Hi, I'm Count Jackassula, and I like to listen to the Stephen Jarrett Morning Show, starring Stefan Giroux.
That one?
Yeah, it must have been
Yeah,
that
I
one.
like that one.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good one.
Laura said made her laugh.
Yay.
What do you
Well,
do?
glad-
What did you do, Steve?
Huh? What I do?
Yeah,
I just stretched.
you went like
Yeah.
this. You went.
Stretching. You ever stretched?
What are you doing, Stefan?
Oh,
Man.
yeah. She said that was the one.
Yeah.
That's the downside of losing weight is I got the damn bat wing there. Look at it. Look at it.
Oh.
It's like
I'm getting
growth.
too.
Well, have you lost 60 pounds, Steve?
Yeah. I wish.
Well,
Let
try
me show
try
you
this.
mine. Oh.
Hmm?
Oh, to help you lose weight.
It did. I was kind of surprised. I got it to try and help heal that busted
What's
up
it called?
shoulder.
Creatine.
Creatine. Oh.
Creatine.
It promotes muscle healing. The bodybuilders use it to build up, and get real goofy looking. But
And that helps lose weight.
yeah, it was surprising.
Wow.
Hey,
Okay.
you want to see my?
Huh? No. God.
See my grenades? I got a long, skinny one, and I got one that's round.
There we go. There's
See 'em?
yeah. That
Here we
was
go. See,
Aunt B beating up
the,
Tonto.
That's the skinny one.
Ah, okay.
Pineapple grenade, and that's the apple grenade. That's the.
You got some big grenades there.
I know I got some big grenades. I took them to school for show and tell. It was like
That's a good thing.
it was a English assignment. We had to bring something from home and do a presentation. So I brought in some grenades. The teacher, she had me put them in the her cabinet and lock them away until it was presentation time.
Wait, they didn't call the police on you?
No, but a couple years later, when I moved to Florida, it was on the news. Somebody did the same thing, and they had the bomb squad there and everything. I'm like, wow.
Now those are defused grenades, aren't they?
No, they're live. They likes having deadly explosives in the house. That's Florida.
It's
they got no
explosive
rules.
entertainment with Timmy Ross.
Now
No,
what?
see, they're drilled out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now see, Darren, my grandma had cannonballs.
Well,
Darren actually what? Darren
Sound
had
right.
the like last week as part of his getting ready to move. He had the bomb squad over to dispose of them.
Wow. Up 3 notches, my grandmother had cannonballs.
Oh, they're
Now
explosive.
what Queen song is this behind me?
Don't stop me now.
Thunderbolt and lightning, very very frightening me.
Galileo. No, I was walking down the street in my neighborhood, and this car comes up to a stoplight, and he's got the the classic rock station on, and it's playing Bohemian Rhapsody, and it gets to that part, and like somebody out across the street walking on the sidewalk was like going, Galileo. We were all
Funny.
all singing along with it.
Pacer.
Galileo. I was thinking they were singing the Galileo from Star Trek.
Yeah, because that's from. But actually, my grandfather was born in the Kingdom of Bohemia.
Oh,
that was 1869 when it was part of the Habsburg Empire, Austria-Hungary.
it's okay. It's my girlfriend.
That's Tessa, right? She's the.
This is Chloe.
Chloe.
Tessa's the one that passed away.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Oh, that's okay.
I'm bad with names.
That's okay.
Hello, doggy.
Ooh, doggy.
Doggy with the disappearing head.
I should also do a shout out to Laura K308.
Yay.
Disappear your head, Chloe. Where's disappear? Oh, now it's not. Oh, there it goes. Wait. Oh, she's got a hole in her neck. There she goes.
I wonder if she's
No,
ever
that's what's the
met
same
Laura
one,
K307.
That reminds me, there was a TV show on back in early 2000 that I was really, it was like the modern day $6 Million Man. It was called Jake 2.0. You ever hear about that? I don't know if this
TV about that time, I think.
this kid, he was like a computer geek. He worked for the CIA and was told to go into a room. Oh, spoiler alert. See, I said it first.
Spoiler.
And I don't know, he gets infested with some kind of nano probes or something accidentally. I
I
forget.
hate when that happens.
But he gets these extra human powers, kind of like $6 Million Man.
Does
So
that
that
sound
was
like
good
Pippi
too.
Longstocking? Because I've seen a couple of those movies.
No, I didn't. I haven't seen Pippi Longstocking since I was a kid, like this little,
That Wendy Wass, who would come to our show occasionally, she was in one of them. She was an extra.
Oh, in Pippi Longstocking movie?
Yeah, they had an ice cream fight, and she was one of the kids in the ice cream. It was like in a cafeteria, and they had an ice cream fight.
I've always wanted to do that. That's on my bucket list, is be an extra. And so even just if I'm being in the background, just pan the camera or something.
Yeah, but
like
it's
a long-
Hollywood and everything sucks. They didn't even have real ice cream. It was mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Masquerading as ice,
Oh, that sucks. So you got to lick this mashed potato, enjoy it like it's ice cream?
Yeah.
Ugh. That's just nasty. This is really good. Oh, this is
See,
really
there's the
That's a train, Tony.
No, it's not a train, Steve. A train is a group of cars that is pulled by a locomotive.
It's a locomotion.
Yes, but that's the gear, the push rods and stuff on the side there. That's what somebody was complaining about. Timmy's Transforama thing. He didn't depict them correctly because you can see there's a little thing that's going round and around. There's the big ones which actually just transmit the power to the wheels. And then there's the little thing that's going round and round next to it, which controls the valves on the steam pistons. because it sends the steam. Because the piston works both ways; it shoves it forward and back.
You always get that one asshole, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now that's a train.
Yeah, because it has cars behind it. But
the password is train.
Ah.
But
Look at me, I got a load on my back. I'm a train. I'm a train. I'm a choo-choo train. Yeah.
Now that locomotive there, 844, that has the distinction of being like the only steam locomotive that was never retired. They retired all their steam locomotives, but they kept that one in running order because they knew they would want something for nostalgia trips and stuff. Never actually retired.
Train going.
Yeah, I thought that would fit well.
Yeah.
It's in stereo too, where available.
Well, I have a train going by outside because I live right next to the tracks here where there's a commuter train that goes by.
Yeah, I did a Transron video of a steam train.
I've never seen a computer train before.
Huh?
Nothing. I was doing a Papa Cast moment there, didn't I?
Ah, okay. What's
I can't
interesting
find that
now
sound
is that
clip.
the Union Pacific, they run their steam engines, and they run them on waste motor oil.
Mm-hmm.
When you change oil and you turn in the old oil,
mm-hmm.
they burn that in the steam locomotives now.
I thought they put it into vegetable oil and stuff.
Well, that's RFK Jr. Well, no, he didn't like vegetable oil.
Well, he's trying to keep them from doing that. He's like, that's why he's not recommending seed oils, because they basically drinking motor oil, I guess. I've got like a full bottle of like canola oil that's like 5 years old. I don't know what to do with it. I'm not going to drink it.
No, you can use it to lubricate stuff because it was originally used for lubrication and for paint and everything else.
Oh, my porch swing kind of creaks. The wood creaks. I wonder if I can put it.
Yeah,
in the
you can
wood.
use it there. Because what happened was that it was used for industrial stuff, and then gradually all that stuff was replaced with petroleum, and so they had to figure out a new use for that stuff, and they paid for some studies that said it was good for your heart. And so everybody, we'll switch to polyunsaturated oils because they're heart healthy. Of course, they found out later on that was bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they actually convinced McDonald's to switch from using beef fat to make their fries to using trans fats. Oh, that's healthier for you. Well, trans fat's about the worst thing you can do.
I think what's interesting is as RFK, that his like the new thing is he was trying to get it where the people that have the welfare, the food thing, where it's supposed to just be healthy foods, he wants to keep it where they can't get soda pop. And the Heart Association is fighting it. No, let them get soda pop. Make them. They're like fighting them tooth and nail. The Heart Association.
That's some kind of crazy stuff.
Because I remember reading somewhere that they did a study because heart disease was not that common 100 plus years ago. And what they found is every place where they introduced Coca-Cola, about 20, 30 years later, after they started selling Coca-Cola, suddenly there's all this heart disease. Because, I mean, people have always been eating sugar, but never that much.
Yeah, I used to, when I did BabbleGab, I would have like a 7-Up Zero and a bit of scotch. And same thing, I've got a bunch of 7-Up Zeros from months ago. I just quit doing it.
Yeah.
I quit having pops altogether.
I try to avoid sugar, but I don't really like artificial sweeteners either.
I just stopped. I don't know.
Ding,
yeah, in theory, the diet sodas are more harmful to us than the sugar ones. But the problem with the sugar ones is that because they're cheap shits, they put that high fructose corn syrup shit in instead of cane sugar.
Yeah.
Well, that and they rot out your teeth.
That's why I
That
quit
too.
getting. That's why I quit getting regular sugared pop.
Well, that was our friend Jason Kurtman. You know, remember he had his radio show on Q Star. It was called the Nickel Soda Pop or some crap.
Yeah.
And
I keep
after a
in touch
while,
with
he had so many nickel soda pops that he ended up having to have one of his toes taken off.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's bad.
So I think he developed type 2 diabetes, and it had the.
Well, I think he got that by playing that woman, that music song too many times.
And he
I
was
hated that song.
and he's the only radio guy I've ever heard play the original song "I'm Looking Over a Four-Leaf Clover," because everybody's heard the Dead Dog Rover version, but nobody's heard the original.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Or
actually
Bugs Bunny version.
Yeah.
I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that's
All I've
on
heard
my
was the
toe
Dead
or
Dog
whatever.
Rover one.
And to this day, he probably still thinks I'm a girl.
Yeah.
I know in chat because I had my Terry Summer avatar, and he'd always say she, or I'm like, I'm a dude. I don't know how many times I had to tell him, and it just never got through.
Boy, but my mom won't admit it.
I still keep in touch. I talked to him on the phone a couple of times here and there.
Why?
He's a nice guy. He's not why.
Yeah, we're not mean on this show at all.
I call him up and
Boy, it's a
sometimes,
beautiful day outside. I think I'm going to start mowing the
and
lawn.
I'll call him up sometimes just to say,
How do you feel?
you know, and just to be nice. But no, he called. He called a couple of months ago to congratulate me coming back with Q Star in the morning show.
Cool. Nobody calls
So
me.
when are you
Anybody
gonna
hates me.
write Wesley?
Huh?
Huh?
You gonna
Who's
write Wesley?
Right, Wesley?
Well, when he
Yeah,
went
our
off the
show
air, he
next
started
week.
crying. Well, I think it was 3 or 4 going off the years ago. You know, when he did the David Cassidy song.
Shut up, Wesley.
I got you.
Shut up.
Oh, Lord. Battle of the audio files here, I tell you.
That's pretty cool to shut up, Wesley.
Yes. I have, when Wesley was on here, I got him to do a Q-Star shout out, and that was so cool of him to do that.
And then he put that right after it.
He did.
Oh.
You did put that right after his thing.
Yeah, I did. Wesley. Oh, yeah. Here it is. I put the whole piece together. Here it is.
Hi, this is Wesley Ewer from Land of the Lost, and you're listening to Q Star Radio. Shut up, Wesley.
That's perfect.
I just thought it was nice of him to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think he heard your version of it.
No, I should play that visit again.
You'd get a kick out of it, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
I think the only time I pissed him off is when I did my Beatles thing and he left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, listen, fellas.
No, he said some handyman came over. And then he said he'd be back, and he was. So I think he was telling the truth.
But this is the unedited one. I just thought it was so cool.
Hi, this is Wesley Ewer from Land of the Lost, and you're listening to Q Star Radio.
Yeah.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
This is my show and tell. My favorite ELO album, Out of the Blue.
Wow, look at that.
And that one's signed by Jeff Lynne.
Nice.
Very nice.
I like that. You got
And
the
Richard
CD.
Tandy, who's passed away.
Oh.
What?
Nice.
It's hard to see.
Yeah, I see it.
Better.
That's Out of the Blue.
Yeah. One of the best albums ever made.
Yeah,
That's
agreed.
Wild West Hero was on that, the one you played when I was
Oh yeah.
by meeting or something.
And Jeff Lynne's a guy who doesn't get the amount of recognition he should.
Yeah.
I think he does. There's people that think he's God. I mean, it's like he has some very hardcore fans.
Yep.
But he's always been very low profile.
Is it the one that Turned to Stone is on?
Uh-huh.
That's
In fact, that starts off the album.
okay.
Beautiful album. Oh my gosh, this
Too bad we get-
orchestral score is amazing.
Too bad we get a strike for audio on here because it'd be nice to play a clip. Somewhere I heard that you're allowed to play a clip if it's for educational or critique.
Yeah, but then you gotta what? You gotta prove that. You have to prove your innocence.
Well, if you're talking about the song that's critiquing it.
I know, but then you'd have to do that in an appeal, and by then you're already up shit creek if you have to appeal something.
What the f*** are you doing, Stefan?
It wasn't me.
No, that was me.
Yeah.
Do that one, Steve, that I did for you. That Steve Jarrett morning show.
Oh, this one, I call it the overkill, this one.
This is the Steve Jarrett Morning Show with Steve Jarrett on the Steve Jarrett Morning Show with Steve Jarrett.
That's a good one there.
It's
like that.
See, your hair's a lot thicker than mine. Mine is just wispy.
Let me try that, guys. Oh, never mind. Me and Phil ought to try that. Let's try and do that.
Steve Jarrett, Jarrott, Steve Jarrett.
The fuck was that?
Oh, part of a jingle.
I never.
Scotty D, DJ Specs
it was
made
probably
this.
the jingle.
Steve Jarrett, Jarrott, Steve Jarrett.
LG73.
I didn't know he did that.
Oh, he did this one too. I thought you heard this earlier. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's not playing. Why is it not playing? Oh, that's weird. Not working.
Probably for the better then.
Yeah.
Here, that's kind of like Terry Summer look.
Yeah.
Trying
Is
to
this
get
your
one.
hot dog?
This is my Steve Barini look. Now, I think the Steve Barini character has got more hair than I do, actually.
Probably. Well, on the
Yeah,
sides.
Yeah, he's got hair on the sides. Not, sides of his
So
head.
do I. See, you just can't see very well. I buzzed it, so it's not gonna.
Did he say wad? No, I said wand.
2. This morning at 2.
Coming up on American Top 40, I'm going to say my name again.
I think that's funny because he says his name so many times. Of course, so do I, but that's just to make fun of Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
I got to thinking something kind of weird. It's my cousin Pam and Charles. They do, because Charles in Last Page of Summer did the evil mayor's voice, and Pam does my mom's voice.
Mm-hmm.
So in this episode, basically he's doing the mailman's voice, and she's still doing my mom's voice. And at the very end, we got Steve Barini and her together. And that's going to be awkward for Pam and Charles to look at that he's the mailman and she's with someone else. And Tony got smoke coming out of his head.
Good coffee.
This is the first time I've had coffee doing this show in a long time because my Lent ain't over with yet.
I realize now, Steve, I think you were taking a break when I played those the jingles that you're in.
No, I heard him. I was outside having a smoke, and you were playing "Let Me Take You Down" or something like that.
No, not that one. I was talking about the LG
Memory
jingles. Now, for some
lane.
stupid reason, it's not working. I don't know why.
Oh, look at that bearded woman. He kind of looks like Tony there, yeah. They could be twin brothers.
He's giving that same look.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that Alec Guinness?
No. That is Bernard Hill, I think is his name. He played the Captain Smith on the 97
Okay, I
Titanic
thought I
movie.
recognized him. Yeah, he was on Titanic, played the captain. I'm going to sink this bitch. Boy, he looks a lot different than Captain Steubing.
Yeah, Captain Steubing. That was E.J. Steubing.
EJ. I told you about that video of somebody meshed the Love Boat opening with Titanic footage. It was hilarious.
Remember when I did that photo manipulation of the Titanic with the two dingleberry man and woman that were in the movie?
Oh, I don't remember that.
It's had the original poster had them, and then it had the ship underneath it. And I got rid of the ship and put in the Jaws, with the famous Jaws with this.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did one.
Jack and Rose.
Yeah, and I also did one with Pet Cemetery. I took the Pet Cemetery artwork and I put in that darn cat with the Disney font and everything. And people are like on Facebook, they're like, "Oh, I love that movie." They didn't even get it, It's like
I don't like movies like that, but I actually sat through Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, I don't like the Stephen King stuff.
It was only because Fred Gwynn was in it.
Just watch some Monsters. He's in those. He's in all of them.
Yeah. Or My Cousin Vinny.
Watch My Cousin Vinny. God,
I haven't seen that one yet.
He stole that damn movie.
Oh, he did. What is a Ute?
Oh yeah, I saw that scene, and it was the way I like the way you said what?
What?
You said what?
That is a fucking surprise. What did you say? Well,
was that it? What did you say?
Yeah.
I heard that was improv, that scene.
I believe it looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fred Gwynn and Joe Pesci, I wish they'd have done more together. I think they might have been, I don't know.
So was the guy that played Grandpa, was he in the Car 54 movie too?
Al Lewis, yeah. Mm-hmm. Fred Gwynn and Al Lewis. I did watch
some of Car 54, Where Are You? And it was real childish. It wasn't.
I thought that was My Mother, the Car 54, Where Are You?
At all. It kind of made Gilligan's Island and the Munsters seem like Shakespeare. But then I only watched 1 or 2 episodes. I just wasn't that impressed.
My Mother, the Car 54, Where Are You?
Yeah.
We were going to do something like that, weren't we? Remember before Saturdalia, we were thinking about having it all about sitcoms?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that was going to be one of the ones we were going to do.
Oh, yeah.
I think going Sid and Marty Krofft probably worked out better.
Oh wow!
Although I think we went nuts with it with the homages to stuff.
Oh yeah, on Saturday.
It was supposed to just be Sid and Marty Krofft stuff. It ended up being Valley of the Dolls and.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised we didn't put Genie or Barbara or Bewitched in it. But that wasn't Sid and Marty Krofft.
No, we would have done Bewitched if we'd have gone because we almost went the sitcom route instead of the Saturday morning.
Yeah, that would have been fun to do. You could still.
I think it would have. It would have been interesting because we were going to do Genie and some different. That would have been fun.
Yeah. Because Allie did pretty good Genie just in that short.
She knocked that out of the park. Genie.
Oh, she sounded like
one line, but it was pretty damn convincing. I think I thought we did an okay Dr. Bellows.
Oh yeah, it was knocked it out of the ballpark there.
Do you have that one, Steve? I know you've got that one.
I definitely
you played it on this show before.
Here, let's play this one.
Tonight on a very special episode of I Dream of Jeannie.
Major Nelson, in all of my years as a doctor, I must say I've never had to remove somebody's penis from a bottle. How and why, Mr. Nelson?
I'll tell you later, Dr. Bell. Let's just pull this thing off.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh!
You bastard!
Yeah, hopefully, maybe in the next week, with this film over with, we'll be doing some of that stuff again.
Yay!
Yeah. But Allie nailed that. It was really good. And your Bellows was good too.
Thanks.
I was on there
Tony
too.
Nelson was it was okay, but
yeah. Major Nelson. Yeah. He Hayden O'Rourke was Dr. Bellows, and he was able to reprise his role briefly in I Dream of Jeannie 15 years later. He had a short because I think he was kind of declined his health then, but he managed to he wanted to do it. But by the time they did the I Still Dream of Jeannie, which was the next one, he had passed away, I think.
Yeah. I thought his wife was hot on that show.
Oh, Amanda Bellows. Yeah, she was hot. Yeah. Forget her name. She passed away years ago, though. She died young.
Well,
Barbara,
I mean, all these shows we loved back in the 60s, what's really weird is like Addams Family. John Aston, still with us, just turned like 95.
Is he really?
And both of the kids on that show have passed away. Wednesday and Pugsley.
She's gone.
So he's the only one left.
What was Morticia? Carolyn?
Yeah, Carolyn Jones. Yeah, she passed. She had cancer. She passed away at like age 59 or something.
Oh, geez.
And Wendy remembers I was almost about to pass out.
Oh,
so was she.
That's Barbara. Oh, Barbara looks so good and happy there.
And she's what, 91, something like that?
She was 93 there, 93. I think. 92 or 93.
And she embraced her Jeannie character. I mean, some actresses wouldn't even do that like Barbara's doing now. like Jean Stapleton. Oh, I only do that for money.
Yeah. Well, I think the most famous example is Tina Louise. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's more about just she doesn't get like, because a couple of years ago they were coming out with, Gilligan's Island action figures, and they were sort of using her likeness, and she didn't get a dime out of it.
But she didn't. I had heard Don Wells was the only one who'd gotten residuals, or maybe not.
Because they usually give them a choice. We either pay you up front or you get a piece of the action. And a lot of people say, nah, I just want the money.
Yeah.
It's like Vincent Price.
Gilligan's Island that I don't think any of them got anything except what they were being. But they were, to be picked for a sitcom like that, they got paid a good amount of money. Adjusted for inflation, I think like the Brady Kids, they were getting in our money today, they would have been getting like a couple $100,000 a year.
Oh,
so they weren't doing too bad. Even if they got typecast, if they saved their quarters, they could have probably retired off it,
Well, at least one of them bought a house.
Yeah, Jan did. She bought it. Or no, she sold her house for several $1 million.
Yeah.
Of course, in California, $4 million, that just be a stucco shack,
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, the house I grew up in, though, it's supposedly worth $4 million. I don't know about that, but because Wesley mentioned this when he moved to Los Angeles. He did it because the housing was so cheap.
And that seems hard to believe.
Vinny is hilarious. Well, I'll have to watch it one day then.
Yeah.
It's back when movies were allowed to be funny. So,
Listen, fellas, I gotta go.
Yeah, we're going overtime.
Yeah. Hey, it's been fun. Thanks for letting me be on.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Phil.
And I'm Count Macula. Thanks for letting me on, too.
Hey, don't forget me, Artie Fax.
Kind of made up for those other two dumb fucks that just are always AWOL all the time. If you're watching this, you dumb fucks, why are you always AWOL all the time?
Yeah, anyway.
They're not. They hate us.
We love you, though. I mean, I hope it's doing okay. I don't know.
Yeah, they're doing their own show now, the one I can't sit
Captain
through.
Buddy in your prayers, please. He's got a
absolutely.
And hopefully his thing he's going to have removed isn't going to be an evil thing.
Yeah.
This is the very first time I've ever seen the real Timmy Ross.
I know, it's amazing.
Hard to believe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you see him he's basically Terry Summer, a little Jim Morrison thrown in.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about ready to hit the button.
This is the real me.
Yay.
Hey, there's the bald guy.
What the f*** are you doing, Stefan?
All right, I'm out of here.
I got to get my, the Jim Morrison the curly hair,
Yeah.
Fire! You know, kind of get that. Just walk around the grocery store.
Yeah.
Wow, that was loud.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, man.
That was so loud. I think my headphones just burned a hole in my head.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, gentlemen, I'm out of here.
Well, let me get ready to hit the button here. Bye, everybody.
But before you do that, we should remind people to tune in tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern to the Stefan Giroux Morning Show.
Why? I mean,
QStarFM.com and maxradio.ca.
That's C, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.